for the first time in TD3 history, we got guests in back-to-back episodes. Never been done before. Normally, we space these out more, but we had a special guest come in this week that could only come this week, so we had to make an exception and do back-to-back because we need to get him on the show. Welcome, Mr. JokicJoestar, Mr. Your favorite TikToker. How you doing, Jack?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. My favorite TikToker. I am my own favorite TikToker. I probably, in terms of like editing and shit, I probably listen to my own voice the most out of anybody on the app. But I'm happy to be here.
Facts.
Thank you for having me on.
The crown eaters.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard Donovan and
fans.
Mo's.
Welcome.
Facts. I feel like I've heard Donovan and Mo talk more than like their own families have by this rate, by all the editing.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. If you just carve out. Like I call my mom a couple times a week, but I host a podcast with Pablo Escobar. I'm locked in with that guy for like 4.5, 5 hours a week. So yeah.
You just hear him in your dreams.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters rejoice.
But yeah, man. If y'all are watching on YouTube, do us a favor. Drop a like and subscribe. If you're on audio platforms, rate us 5 stars. Leave a review. Check out JokicJoestar on TikTok, on Twitter, the State of the League podcast on YouTube, all that. And we're going to jump straight into it. As you guys see by the title, today's main topic is going to be going team by team and talking about every NBA playoffs team's X Factor player. Or I'm assuming y'all pick players, or maybe it can just be like X Factor in general. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a mix up of both. We'll see. I think for a majority of them, their players, there's like one thing that's kind of like big picture X Factor.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But before we get to that, listen, the biggest news story of the week, we got to talk about it. To get to that, we're going to do a segue into a little bit early TikTok game. Normally we do TikTok time at the end of the podcast. We're going to move a little game to the front because we got to talk about Anthony motherfucking Edwards and him baptizing John Collins. And to do that, we're going to rate some disrespectful NBA dunks.
Oh my goodness. He instantly is like one of the best in-game dunkers of all time. Like there's been so many clips this year and in just like the first 3 years of his career. He's on pace to be on the short list, top 3, top 4, whatever you want to say of in-game dunkers. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember he has one on the baseline against Toronto. Where like I was watching a highlight reel of all his dunks on Twitter where it's like, oh, his highlight package is already insane for a 22-year-old. And that baseline one against Toronto, when that happened, everyone lost their mind. Like that blew up. And like watching it against the ones he's done since then, I'm like, that's not even that cool. Like his bag is so deep when it comes to shit like this. It's a big combination of like not just being able to jump high, but he's also like really strong and heavy. So if you like meet him in the air, body to body, he's still able to like go through you and finish the dunk and stuff.
Mo, did you know who Yuta Watanabe was before Anthony Edwards put him in the basket?
You must not know who I am. I know almost every role player in the entire NBA. I'm disgusting. Of course I know who Yuta was.
Damn.
Listen, I don't think the average NBA fan did. I think he put him on the map for all the wrong reasons.
Damn. I didn't realize that was Yuta. Shout out George Washington University. Shout out to the Revs.
Is that where he went?
Yeah. That's like their best player ever. So damn.
If you put a gun to my head.
That's the only time George Washington University is ever going to get airtime on the show.
And they never will again after that.
Oh, that's funny,
if you gave me a million guesses to tell you where Yuta Watanabe went to college, I would have never in a million fucking years named George Washington University.
Yeah, no.
Is that in DC?
Yeah, I'm not like that with like college players. That's just that's a trivia fact I remember for some reason.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in DC.
It's a party trick.
Yeah. You guys want to know where Yuta went to college? And everyone's like, yeah, tell us. Please. You're the
fucking man.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. I don't know, for everybody at home, I don't know if you all have seen this segment before. We've done it plenty of times. I'm going to show you guys some disrespectful dunks, and we're going to rate it from 1 to 10, based on how impressive it is, how disrespectful it is, however you want to take it. And obviously we're starting with Anthony Edwards, but we got a few of them today from mostly this past year. So first off, Anthony Edwards dunking on John Collins. How disrespectful is this?
Listen, it's a 10 out of 10 disrespectful. Like it's a literal car crash because Anthony Edwards hurts himself and John Collins gets a concussion. It's a 10 out of 10 dunk. Like it's It says disrespectful.
Dunking someone into head trauma is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna call this a 10. It feels like if we don't set this at a 10, like it's gonna be really hard to hit that mark. And yeah, I don't know. There's so much about this dunk. Like, first of all, where he takes off from, it's a stupid spot to see like a 6'10" guy in front of you and be like, oh, I could definitely dunk this. He takes off from like 2 steps inside the free throw line, and then yeah, the fact that John Collins was out of the game. For the rest, he was done after this. That's 10 out of 10, man. I don't know how you get better than that.
Yeah, no.
The way he's holding his head on the ground is hilarious.
Yeah, no.
Plus
John
Kyle
Collins
Anderson
got the worst of every single bit of that dunk. This is one of the worst posterizers in terms of a defender of all time because you got belittled post game. Someone's like, "Oh, nah." Anthony Edwards was like, "I gotta give my jersey to Collins afterwards to a little kid." Terrible sight to see, bro.
Rub it in.
John Collins is seeing 3 Anthony Edwards at once after that dunk, bro. It's terrible sight. And then Anthony Edwards, like you said, Donovan, hurt his hand too, just all bad in all angles.
And the way he was holding his head.
I didn't know. Yeah, at first I didn't know that he like hurt himself. So I thought he was looking at it in like celebration on some like, what have I done? Like I thought he was just reeling from how bad he posterized it.
It's a murder weapon.
Is crazy. Yeah.
And John Collins has a knot in his head like Wile E. Coyote getting a fucking anvil dropped on him. It's ridiculous. Instant 10.
Oh, good God.
Speaking of the next one, it just coincidentally happened on the same night. We got Jalen Johnson dunking on Austin Reeves. What are y'all giving this?
Nut in the face. This is immediately a 10, bro. This right here got hung up on my refrigerator, bro. This is like one of the best moments of Atlanta history.
You're a proud dad.
The last 3 years. Of course.
The screenshots of this are hilarious. Like, we literally have never seen this much nut in face. Like, it is just like mouth to ball contact. It's absurd.
Oh my God. Yeah, you figure I'll give this a 10 as well. It's tough because they didn't. This one.
This is crazy.
Like, this one didn't. It didn't take over the internet the way that Anthony Edwards did, but I don't know. With Austin Reeves, the post-game quote or whatever, where he's like, "You guys don't want to see my perspective. I promise that." That took me out.
It's like a fucking big old crane wrecking ball coming in.
Yeah, no.
POV.
Let's throw it down. Let's throw it down.
I gotta hold back so hard. Yeah, we gotta slow down.
He also like jumped over him, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, bro. It felt so unexpected.
Oh, and back's on the ground. You know what that means.
His back was on the ground for a long time, too.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I also love a dunk. I love a dunk that's in the first like minute of the game where it's just like you have to play 47 more minutes after this happens. You want to go home, but you have to finish. You have the full game in front of you. That's tragic.
Terrible vibes the rest of the night.
Yeah.
That's first play of the game.
Oh my God.
You got like you got Zendaya courtside just looking at him for 48 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Think of all the celebrities like, what's his name? And they're just gonna think about him as the guy that got dunked on.
Hey, for Jalen Johnson, he's up right now though.
Facts. Moment of his career. All right, next one. What we got next? Oh, I think we have Jalen Green dunking on Anthony Simons. I don't know if y'all remember this one. It was like a month or so ago. Also disgusting.
Incredibly disgusting. The baby's not even here yet, right? He has father strength already. This is
That's
you,
so true.
You see this so many times where guys like they announce that they're about to be a father, and then all of a sudden, just plus 10 attributes across the board. He's locked in. He knows. He's like, I have bills to pay. I have diapers to buy. People need to get dunked on. This is a 10 out of 10.
Mo, what do you think?
Bro, nah, Donovan's right. This is max contract time for him right now. His chain got snatched by Alfred Sengun and Ime Udoka. He needs this moment, and he's what? The Houston Rockets are on a 6-game win streak. This was necessary. This dunk was a 9. Because it's on Anthony. It's Anthony Simons.
Yeah,
we talk a lot about like
Anthony Simons stacks. What is that? Like,
I know.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Not defense.
No, I'll go with the 9. I like the 9 because to me, I wanted to go lower because Austin Reeves isn't like a shot blocker or a big guy either. But the nuts on the face that you get like the opposite of attacks, a boost from that. But like Anthony Simons, if you're not, I don't know. He needs to be like thrown into the stanchion, a la like D Wade over Varejao. If you want a 10 from me over a guard.
Yeah, there's not enough body contact. That's what it is. Like Anthony Simons played this very smoothly. This was like the most low key poster ever. Even though it was a ferocious.
It was a polite poster.
Yeah, exactly.
He dunked on him with class.
Oh, good.
If I was to get dunked on, I want it to be just like that.
I just hate if I got dunked on. If the ball, you see Simons turn around immediately trying to inbound the ball, but it bounces like to mid-court, so he has to wait and just like listen to everybody being like, "Oh my god!" while he's inbounding it and everything. He's like, "Let's keep it moving. No one cares. It's just one more play, guys."
So 2 points is 2 points.
2 points is 2 points. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, we talk a lot about like mask LeBron or headband Clay. We got child support Jalen Green going up that list really fast.
Oh,
all timer.
Child support Jalen Green is crazy.
Next one, we got Victor Wembanyama dunking on Drew Eubanks.
Oh, this was a while ago, man.
Whew. Yep.
Okay,
first off, KD.
Listen, all of his dunks are impressive and not impressive at the same time, because it's like, wow, like somebody that tall is like that agile in the air. That's crazy. But at the same time, you're 7'5". What else are you supposed to be doing? Like, I can't prop you up for that. You're playing on a Little Tykes basketball hoop. There's nothing else to do.
Bro, his body's outside the restricted area. That's absurd. How is he reaching across the restricted area? That's like 6 feet.
You're 7'9". What do you want me to do?
Oh man,
you're 10 foot tall.
Yeah, with Wemby, I don't know. It's cool, but like part of a great dunk, like Jalen Green's dunk rocked because he had it cocked back like all the way. And I feel like throughout Wemby's career, we will get some really good dunks where it's like the worst lob in the world, and then he just like still manages to grab it and throw it down. This isn't that. This is a light dunk. I'll give this like an 8.
But do you see how lost he had Kevin Durant, though? What happened before that dunk? That was impressive as hell. KD's supposed to be the best defender on Phoenix right now, and he did that to him alongside yamming on Drew Eubanks. I think this is I'll go with 8. This is fair.
Okay. He damn near put KD on skates. Like he was real close to falling down. Look at that.
Abusing the elderly? I might have to give this a 5 then. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. As like a total package highlight, it's an 8. The dunk itself, probably like 6.5, 7.
Damn.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm dead.
All right, next up, we got Trace Jackson Davis dunking on Wemby now.
Listen, a lot of people are trying Wemby this year.
You got to.
You have to. This is
rookie on rookie violence, bro. Both of them fell on the ground. Trace is 6'9", bro. 6'9". That is insanely difficult. I want to give this a 10.
He's a foot shorter at 6'9". It's hilarious. Bro, put him into the stanchion. Like, he really put him in a body bag. Like, this is crazy.
That's the other thing is when Wemby falls down, it's like watching a building collapse. And so if you get him to do it, then yeah, that's a 10. Like he looks so silly afterwards. That's this is a great dunk.
It's a lot of gravity coming down.
Yeah. Exactly. I think what makes it look so silly is how long it takes him to get back up afterwards. Like, damn, bro, we just saw that, and we're looking at you struggle to get up too.
Everybody courtside is like grabbing their drinks and shaking like the Jello from Jurassic Park. I was all worried. Got to be a 9, right? Just off the level of difficulty of dunking on Wemby.
Easy 9.
Listen, I think it's a 10. 1, backs hit the ground. 2, he's like a foot shorter. 3, he gets the N1 at the same time.
Ooh.
He gets the foul. So you might get an extra point for that.
Fair enough.
And it's in a close game situation too. Fuck it. Give me a 12.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay.
The Wemby tax to get 2 extra points. Fucking broke my scale. Like you're a 7th grader doing a TBH.
It's necessary.
Last one. We got John Morant dunking on Jalen Smith.
I need to see
this one happened last year, so I don't know if y'all remember this one.
Like.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely body bagged him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's last season. Look at that.
Good God.
Oh, yeah. That's so great. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I said he has it all the way back, like arm fully extended. That's And this is what he's tried this dunk like 10 times throughout his career where he gets it all, and feels like the first time he's made it. He's the king of if Ja made this in like a Bleacher Report post. This one, I'll give this a 10. I'm handing out 10s today. That's fun.
It looks just like the Kevin Love dunk he missed.
Bro, the aura in this dunk is phenomenal because look at how gracefully. Who is that? Steven Adams. Of course it's him. One of the greatest teamers of all time, just helps lift him back up so John Morant doesn't fall, bro, on his ass. That is a 10 for sure. Oh my
Teamwork
goodness.
makes the dream work.
Exactly.
I go 10 too. Ja has that thing that young Russell Westbrook has, where every dunk is just the most ferocious, aggressive dunk you've ever seen in your life, and you have no choice but to be like, dang, like I bet the rim actually hurts right now. Like I bet you it's screaming out because of
how he got personal beef with the rim. I agree.
I know his hands
gives him like sore hands.
That's the thing I think about like when people dunk really hard. I'm like, dude, how are you gonna shoot after that? I know your hand hurts.
You ever get like a really hard high five and your hand's like numb for a while? You're like, damn. That's them every other play. Giannis just has calluses.
Calluses
hands are made of leather at this point.
Who do you be high-fiving, bro?
That's the last of the dunks we got. Yeah, that's a little icebreaker TikTok in there. Mo, I think next up you have a segment you want to start. You want to tell me about it?
Yes, to all the crayon eaters out there, listen up. We have a new segment dropping on this glorious Wednesday. It's called Moment of the Week, where we go back throughout the week from the last podcast and look at what has happened in the NBA world, whether it's highlights, news stories, or days like today, a game winner. And today, or a couple days ago, I believe it was over the weekend, we saw one of arguably the greatest game winners of all time, done by yours truly, Kyrie Irving. And my question to you guys is, with this game winner in mind, does this make Kyrie Irving the most skilled player of all time? Or is he the most skilled player of all time to you?
So you ask any NBA player ever, and it's a resounding yes. They all agree it's by far him.
I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. And I think we should probably like delete the film. And I think maybe the Nuggets even won this game. Technically, I don't know. Many people are saying that. I'm just kind of like the spokesperson for all of them. There, I'm fine. If you like, skill means so many different things to different people. Especially if you like look around on TikTok. It's like, oh well. Isn't taking charges a skill? Isn't defense a skill? Just like all shit like that. As far as like versatility of shot making goes, just from like every single spot on the floor, no matter the defensive coverage, he's totally in the running for that. Like he's, if not one, he's 2 or 3. This is one of the most difficult game winners, one of the most difficult shots I've ever seen made in an NBA game.
You fell to your knees watching this, didn't you, Jack? Be honest.
Well, that's the thing. Have y'all ever seen Succession?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so when Roman Roy watches the rocket blow up in the bathroom, right? I was in the bathroom at a coffee shop watching this happen. It was live on my phone. He hit the shot. I turned it off. I just started washing my hands. I was like, I don't even care anymore, bro. Oh my God. It made me, because he put it up and I was like, we live with that shot. We live with that. And then it went in and I was like, okay, well.
That's a bad shot.
That's a bad shot. That's exactly how I felt. Yeah, this is one of the toughest shots I've ever seen. I'm totally on board if you want to call him the most skilled player ever.
Yeah. I'm,
a week
with
ago,
that. And every time that I think about like the skill conversation, and obviously like Jack said, like some people go too far and like they're like, you know, drawing the charge is taking the skill, knowing like angles is the skill. Like obviously, yes, that's not what we're talking about. But like I also think that when people talk about skill, it's more of like a pound for pound type of thing. Where like if Kyrie was 6'8", if he was like the same height as LeBron or KD, yeah, he would probably be as good as them. Or if you make everybody the same height, right, same weight, then what takes over? Your skill, just how well you can go and get a bucket. So I definitely do think that Kyrie is on the short list for most skilled. Bro, a running left hand skyhook to win the game is like, to make it is one thing. To have the audacity to take that shot.
Exactly.
In the first place.
Yeah.
It's like it's a joke.
It's something else, you know? Like he's crazy.
If this happened in a playoff game, we'd be looking at this in the NBA Mount Rushmore of shots. It would have been ridiculous.
Oh my
This would have been the next Kawhi Leonard triple bounce game winner.
And this is better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of difficulty, it's got to be.
I've never
We definitely
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I've never seen someone hit a game winner and their own teammate drop to their knee as soon as it goes in. That just shows like A, how amazing that shot is, and then B, how in the mud Luka has been throughout his entire career. And in Isaac's latest episode on the Isaac G show, talks about that. Go ahead, tap in, check it out or whatever. But like that is just like that just shows how impressive this is. Because someone like Luka, I'm sure he hits that shot like every other day, goddamn, in practice or whatever. But yeah, man, I overall agree with you guys.
Yeah.
On no food,
I think
on no food and no water, by the way.
True, exactly. Off of sheer willpower, it's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness,
You're talking about wanting it bad enough. Nobody's ever wanted it that bad.
Facts, bro. I'm over here talking about my head hurts, tummy hurts, and all that before the podcast going through Ramadan, and he's over here hitting lefties over 7-footers like Jokic. Good grief.
Yeah,
what is my
Fact.
life?
I'm tired. I got no energy. I can't podcast. Go out there and drop 35 against the number 6 defense in the league over the last 15 games.
Oh,
Do that, then we'll talk.
Oh,
Last
bro.
15 games is disgusting.
Yeah. Reach.
Yeah, we definitely over-index on like off the dribble shot making when we talk about the most skilled players ever. So if you asked me a week ago, I'd have been like, why is he more skilled than Steph? Why is he more skilled than LeBron? All this stuff. But at this rate, I don't even want to argue about it. After seeing that shot, I'm just like, you can have it. I'll give the bag Twitter guys the win this time. You got it. I'll let you have your conversation.
And what's so funny about like the bag Twitter Kyrie like argument guys is that nothing would ever really change their mind on that point in terms of like Steph hitting like a crazy game-winning three that's like, oh, this is why he's the most skilled. But this shot, it just further entrenched everyone who already felt that way. They're like, look at that. And it's really hard to be like, well, that doesn't prove anything because it totally does.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
It's also a conversation that only matters to them. Like, this is their Super Bowl every time they get on Twitter. Like, to be able to argue for Kyrie being the most skilled player ever is just like them reaching nirvana. Like, this is just like all they live for as fans. So they want it more than I want it. They can have
That
it.
just help keep that argument alive for the next 60 years, dog. You can't win.
Kyrie's going to have the craziest legacy. You know how old heads talk about like Pistol Pete right now as like ahead of his time. He was that guy, blah, blah, blah. They're going to talk about Kyrie like he's the deity in 20 years. Yeah.
Who are you hanging around? Talking about Pistol Pete.
Mad Dog or something.
Oh my god.
Pistol Pete.
Talking to the grandpas at the barbershop.
This man is playing chess in a park.
Mad pickleball arenas.
Yeah, no. He's talking to you about in your ear. You see, you whippersnappers don't know nothing about that Pistol Pete when he hit you with that left
They're
to
like,
right.
he did things with the basketball I've never seen before. And then you get the footage, and it's like he did like a right to left crossover, and it's like, oh my god, holy shit!
Yeah.
The funniest part is the children that just learned basketball from 2K believe that shit because one time we had a TikTok where we said Trae Young would fucking decimate Pistol Pete and we got ratioed to hell. All the TikTok teens were like, you fucking idiots don't know shit about Pete Maravich.
Oh my god, that's funny. Pete was nice. Like in terms of I don't know, just like he was a really cool player. But yeah, Trae was a bad person to put against him because everybody already hates him. So it's like you could be like, Trae would beat like, I don't know, Tim Hardaway Sr. and people would be like, no, that's not happening. He's not like that.
Lollipop, they just immediately go out slandering him.
Facts.
No, Pistol Pete's eating. Like, are we not watching? Yo, he's going crazy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
he's
we deserve to
reversing.
get
He's
cut for
throwing
that one.
he Magic Johnson passes. This is insane.
He's white Tyrese Halliburton before All-Star break. All right, man, that's the end of moment of the week. We can move on to the main topic of this episode. Every playoff team's X factor. Woo! We're gonna listen, just like last week, people were commenting, where's the talk about the Cavs? Where's the talk about the Lakers? We're skipping the teams we don't want to talk about. Deal with it. The title says every, but I'm a liar. So we're going to talk about like 80% of the playoff teams.
We like manipulating the algorithm. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. If they want Cavs talk, make a Cavs podcast. People I mean, the Cavs will get talked about on here. But yeah, if you want,
they will.
Don't be picky with your content, people. You like listening, just listen.
Magic fans, I don't want to hear about it. Okay.
So they're pissed.
Facts. I know, Jack, as an honorary guest, you can go first. Who's your first team?
I had mine ranked by seeding, and I don't know who the one seed in the East or the West is right now, but I had the Timberwolves first. They're the only team that I didn't do a player. The player should be Karl Anthony Towns, but like with his knee and everything, I didn't want to just like spend this whole time being like, well, if he's healthy, then they'll be good. So I more so focused on like the playoff scalability of Rudy Gobert's defense now that he has like real perimeter defenders around him as opposed to Utah. And so just kind of the narratives that built up around Gobert when he was with the Jazz, that like you can't play him in the playoffs because they'll just play a stretch big and they'll pull him out of the paint and all this stuff is going to happen. Now there's a real opportunity for Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, all of those guys. With Karl Anthony Towns out and how the Minnesota offense was already pretty bad before that, there's an opportunity for them to really play all-time level defense and keep their team in position for Anthony Edwards to win them playoff games by hitting really difficult shots. I feel like that's going to be their X factor. Can they defend well enough for Anthony Edwards and him being like an elite level playoff riser? Yeah. Can they still win? I figure they'll probably still win a first round series. Can they make like a deep playoff run, get to a point where Karl Anthony Towns is going to return? That's what I put down for the Timberwolves.
Interesting. Donovan, how are you feeling about Rudy Gobert right now and that playoff scalability of him? Because I know you obviously been the biggest critic of him out of us 4 years.
He's all right. You know, he's okay. He's okay. I mean, I definitely do feel better about him now in like his comeback season than I did like last year. Last year I was 100% like, okay, we got him. He's done for.
They got him.
Yeah, but they've been extremely good defensively, and you know, like Jack said, like their offense hasn't been great this entire year, and they've been able to be at the top of the conference because of their defense. So I think Gobert is going to be okay. I think that their problem is going to be whether or not Anthony Edwards can make every single late game, play that they need him to. Because even like in the game last night against the Nuggets, like Ant was going crazy and he was doing all that. He started off very well. He was doing like the late game heroic stuff, but it still came down to he needed to hit a buzzer beating 3 at the end of the game just to tie it. And so if he's not hitting every single one of those shots, making every single one of the right plays, they're probably not going to go far. And so I'm with them. I think that the defense is going to be fine. It's the offense that scares me for them.
Yeah. Mo, you've talked about that in the past too. When we talked about their biggest weaknesses, you talk about how they have a lot of reliance on Mike Conley to really take the pressure off of Ant. That's going to be even more the case now if Karl Anthony Towns is gone. Mm-hmm. We all doubted his ability, or not doubted, but had concerns about Cat's ability to make late game decisions.
Yep.
Now it's going to be Jaden McDaniels' decisions, more Anthony Edwards' decisions, even more reliance on Mike Conley to really keep things, together and coherent as an offense. How are you feeling about that now?
Now, I think I look at that wing spot, and you just mentioned his name, Jaden McDaniels. All eyes are on you right now, for me. Because an abundance of points are left off, 21 or 22 points per game, however many Cat was averaging, left off the board. And obviously Ant's number is going to grow. Mike Conley's number is going to grow and all that. But prior to last night, Jaden McDaniel was in a horrendous skid of just like, he was on like PJ Tucker timing pretty much for his standards. And
PJ Tucker timing is so disrespectful.
Yeah, I know. But he was like, it wasn't looking that bright for him. And then last night, boom, went ahead and dropped 26 and you really felt his length and his, I didn't even mean to say that, but you know what I mean. You felt all his offensive skills and potential last night with how he was attacking the rim and doing all the amazing normal Jaden McDaniels stuff on the defensive end too, causing havoc. And he was just like really punishing people for their sides. And so I would say, like, on top of what JokicJoestar said, and on top of what Donovan said, I would also like mention that Jaden McDaniels' offensive output is very important as well. That might be my X factor for them.
Yeah, I probably lean towards what Donovan was saying, that so much of this is on Anthony Edwards' shoulders now. That
for sure.
We saw last year that Jack said that he's a clear playoff riser. That's for sure. He's going to have to be like one of the best playoff risers in the league of the last decade for them to really have a chance this year, assuming Cat's not going to be there. Even if you believe he can do that, that's a ton of pressure on one young player's shoulders.
Yeah. And I did think it was interesting how Donovan said, like, it still came down to a buzzer beater last night. And like, what's crazy about that is last night, the fourth quarter, the Nuggets completely sold out. Just like, Anthony Edwards is not going to beat us. And it was about as perfect as that could go for the Wolves. Like, Jaden McDaniels and Mike Conley each hit like two straight threes each. So 4 straight threes in the final like minute and a half of the game to get it to that point where you needed to hit the buzzer beater. There's a lot of, like, if you replay that game a ton of times, they sell out to not have Anthony Edwards beat them. And there's plenty of times where Jaden McDaniels just doesn't knock down those threes. And if that happens in the playoffs, yeah, the offense, it is scary. I'm not like the biggest Minnesota guy in the world. Defense keeps you in games.
Nor are we.
Especially in the regular season. But if they get into a situation where they're like in a shootout with another team, if another team has like a hot shooting night against them, it's going to be hard for them to like just match that output offensively.
Yeah. This would be a much more serious conversation if Cat didn't go out. Now that he's out, it's kind of, we're talking about a team that is shorthanded, that we don't really see. Nobody really sees a path to making the finals anymore without Cat. So, we're talking about an X factor that is less relevant now.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I said, you guys, you don't matter. It's
sadly.
We'll talk about you up there, but not really though.
Yeah. Respect for the season you had, but it's tough. I'm very unfortunate.
It is sad.
Same thing happened last year, so it sucks to be a Minnesota fan for the past 2 years. Mo, who's your first team?
Ooh, well, I guess we could go ahead and stay in the Western Conference. My first team is the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the team that everyone during the trade deadline, us specifically as well, were like, oh, go ahead. You guys should make a move for, like, if he was available at the time, Larry Markkinen, but things have changed or whatever. Go ahead, and every other people like me wanted them to go ahead and get some size just to reassure them in the playoffs in that backline defense. And they decided to do kaput, nothing, and sign your favorite conservative, Gordon Hayward. And since then, Gordon Hayward has not made as much
favorite
noise.
RNC donor.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if he is, but that's just a wild guess. And
Neither do I.
I'm not wrong.
We're gonna get sued.
Yeah, exactly. But since then, Gordon Hayward, he's been receiving about 17 to 20 minutes a game over there in Oklahoma, and not much has been made. So I expect for me, their X factor is like their wings / guards, the Gordon Haywards of the world, alongside Gordon Hayward, the Aaron Wiggins of the world, and the Carson Wallace. All that is just basically Josh Giddey insurance.
Don't doubt some of the truth. The X factor is who the fuck is taking Josh Giddey's starting spot once they bench him after 2 playoff games.
Exactly. Josh Giddey insurance. Who provides you the best deductible? Let's talk about that.
He's such a interesting player. Such a clear negative in such an otherwise amazing team that you don't see very often over somebody that's like a true contender that has a clear spot that's like, listen, as soon as you stop playing him, you're going to get better, but they just don't want to for continuity reasons or whatever. You don't really see that very often with contenders.
No. And they have, what makes me mad is they have Isaiah Joe right there. Every time they slot Isaiah Joe into his spot, everything immediately gets way better for their team. That's already really good. And it feels like they're trying to like make a point by being like, no, he's good. He's a good passer. When in transition, he's good offensively. And so it's just like, I don't know. He actively makes the team so much worse in so many areas that, yeah, I mean, 2 playoff games in, if he is like even maintains his averages into the playoffs, which are already not great, I will be shocked, because that's such a clear, if you're an opposing defense, that's your in. That's how you're going to attack this team.
And what's even more annoying is that it's not just that they have Isaiah Joe. They have like 4 players that could be very serviceable replacements there. Like Aaron Wiggins is such a luxury to have on this team there.
Bro, it's crazy. Listen, there's 2 things with the Thunder. One, they have to recoup as much Josh Giddey value as they possibly can for this offseason. They have to give him every opportunity in the world to play well so that they can move him this offseason. That's 1. 2, I think along with like the whole Josh Giddey stuff, I think Jalen Williams is going to be like a major X factor for them. And in terms of like, and Isaac was at least to me, he was one of the first people that I've heard be on the Jalen Williams train, saying that he's top 20, this rising guy. And I think going into the playoffs, if Josh Giddey is going to be as trash as he's been, J-Dub and Shea, they're both going to have to carry much more of the load. I think this is going to be a pretty big like coming out party for Jalen Williams. And I hope so. Yeah, and so like offensively, there's it's going to be unnecessary because obviously they don't have to play Josh Giddey, and they could put somebody else in there where everything like works a lot smoother. But if they do, Jalen Williams is going to have to rise up, and everybody else is going to have to carry some more of the load.
I think
if J-Dub doesn't have a good series, I'm going to be under so much heat. I've been so arrogant about being right about J-Dub. After they yelled at me from saying he's in the same tier as Chet and Paolo, I took such a victory lap that if he shits himself and has like a Jaylen Brown series where he gets ripped every 5 seconds, I'm going to have to go into hiding.
You're going to be in so much heat as if people are going to be outside with pitchforks. You lied to us! Where are you at? You screwed my parlay!
Oh, man. I'm dead. That's funny. I guess my big... I don't even know if it's an X factor. It's more just like a question about them is like... Pretty much, it's not... I guess Shea has playoff experience for that 1 year in Los Angeles, but generally speaking... No playoff experience between him, J-Dub, and Chet, and that's like 3 guys.
They went in the bubble.
With CP and Stroh. But that's such a forgettable time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll let it go. That's playoff experience. If you're comparing it to none, I suppose. So like
that's the first option though, so it's a little different.
Yeah. I guess it's just like. You have 3 guys under 26 years old. 2 of them are rookies or sophomores, whatever you want to call them. And so if in that situation, it feels like it would be a rarity for nobody to have like a slight regression in the playoffs in their first postseason setting, just with all of these expectations and with your team asking you to do so much as a young guy. It feels like one of those guys is like capable of sliding backwards a little bit. And I think if that happens, the ceiling of Oklahoma City on top of what we're already talking about with Josh Giddey and everything, the ceiling of the team alters pretty drastically. So I'm worried about that. I would happily be wrong because I want them to make a deep playoff run. It just feels like, I don't know, whenever it ends, that is going to be the thing that pops up as an issue.
Yeah. We also have this tweet pulled up that shows all their 3-point shooting. Mm-hmm. That's another big thing, that they're the best 3-point shooting team in the West, like by far. So if that wavers, that could be another like upset potential thing. That's pretty hard to keep up.
No, yeah, you're right. Speaking of 3-point shooting, someone was going to mention Lou Dort. He's shooting damn near like 50% from the 3-point line since the All-Star break. And someone like him is like such an important, valuable player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. A lot of people just don't give him as much credit for the progression that he's made because there's so much other great things going on there. But regardless of the fact, he's just as an important piece as anyone else, excluding like Chet, J-Dub, and Shea, obviously, And so if someone like him has a cold shooting night or a couple cold shooting nights and just forgets sometimes how to shoot the ball or whatever. He's 24, still super young. And I think he was in the bubble when he had his moments. And I think the infamous moment was like him getting blocked by James Harden, which was just crazy as hell. He's that important, And if he has a bad series, that like messes up so much for OKC as well. And that's just like, what you gonna do? It's an age thing, bro.
I did not think Lou Dort would still be here this important to a championship team when he was going off in the bubble against James Harden, like you said. Never would have predicted Lou Dort would be part of a contender in 4 years.
Facts. I thought
he could not
was
shoot
like,
back then at all. He was just this fucking muscle-bound defender.
I thought he was just like a stronger Andre Roberson, to be honest with you.
Bro, I was talking about them like potentially moving off of Lou Dort this year because I didn't think that he was gonna like take this kind of leap and be this level of a shooter. It's why I did not see this for him at all.
Good for him, man. All right, Don, what's your first team?
All right, we're gonna go to the Eastern Conference. Listen, Orlando Magic fans, this is now your time because we're gonna talk about you guys, but we're gonna talk about Franz Wagner and the fact that he needs to make a 3-point shot like bad. Right? He has his 3-point shot has regressed very badly this year. He's shooting 29% from 3.
Damn.
Over the last 20 games, he's shooting 25% from 3.
Damn.
If he can't make a 3, they are done. Like it's not going to be close, right? You're going to get to the playoffs and Paolo's going to see some more attention. And Franz is going to have the ball in his hands a little bit more. And even if you're not taking like off the dribble threes, he's not making catch and shoot threes. In the last 2 weeks, he's made like 1 3 in the last like 2 weeks. It's awful.
Feeling dangerous.
It's awful. He's the number one player that I'm watching on the Magic going into the playoffs because if he can get it going, and like their first round matchup is probably going to be against the Knicks. If the Knicks' health is like kind of shaky and Franz steps up and he can start making a couple shots, they can make that series very interesting and they can get a series. But if he doesn't, and we're just having rock fights and throwing bricks up for 48 hours every other day, it's not going to be great. So
I'm so sick to my stomach.
Number one.
I hear you. You're right. I am incapable of ever slandering Franz Wagner. I love him too much, so I'm going to ignore that. And I'm going to say their X factor is Jonathan Isaac because he is a goon defensively. And if he's ever able to play 21 minutes in a game without falling apart, that would change their team.
Yeah, he's crazy. Like I don't know. You see him make so many plays out there that I don't know about nobody else in the league can make, but he's definitely like
very few.
Like a 1 of 5 type player, just in terms of like perimeter stuff that he does on top of all the help side rim protection. I don't know. I like the Franz Wagner point about 3-point shooting. I think what was he last year? Was he like 35%? Was he respectable?
Let me see. Yeah, I just had it pulled
definitely.
Up.
Yeah,
last year he was 36%.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Because like they're horrible. I would assume like Jalen Suggs is the only guy on the team now that's shooting above like 36% at that point. And so I think Franz, he'll be open a lot. If those don't fall, that will be scary because New York is already. I mean, they're gonna abuse Paolo, and I think he'll be fine. He's a big guy. He's physical. I'm just talking in terms of like hard-nosed Tom Thibodeau defense. Yeah. They're gonna go at him really hard. So
tables, ladders, and chairs, baby. They're gonna bring that motherfucker loose. TLC,
oh my god. Yeah. So I think I'm on board with the Franz shooting. I love Franz too, Isaac. I like him so much. I call him the white Paul George a lot, but if the 3-pointer doesn't fall, I'm gonna have to stop calling him that because Paul George can shoot the hell out of the basketball.
Yeah, I've seen you post clips of you doing pickup games. I think I've seen comments called you the white Paul George.
Never that. I always get in real life Kelly Olynyk comps. That's it every single time. You look like Kelly Olynyk, you know that? And I'm like, no, I've never heard that before. Oh my god,
that was hilarious. Wow.
That is hilarious, bro. I agree with that.
I guess I'll go to my first team.
Real quick, I just want to say that is the most damning stat that I heard, Donovan, that Franz is 3-point shot just got decimated because not only does he basically get to play with one Markelle Fultz who last hit a 3-pointer Black History Month, the start of it, February 6th, bro. February 6th is the last time he hit a 3-pointer. Now he has to play with 2 Markelle Fultzes basically, bro. I don't know what he's supposed to do in the playoffs. It's tough, but we can move on to your next pick, Isaac.
We'll go with my first team. Let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. I feel like they're one of the more interesting teams in the league as of the past 15 games or so, really since the deadline. And, the story of their team now since that deadline is they have a really versatile front court. When before the deadline, they had some of the worst front court talent in the league, honestly. It was pretty horrible. Dwight Powell was getting good minutes. Now he's out the rotation because they got Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, and Maxi Kleber all rotating through at the 5. And Jason Kidd has kind of done a lot of different stuff with that since the deadline, I guess is a nice way to say it. Some Dallas fans would say he doesn't know what he wants to do with those players. I'll give him some benefit of the doubt and say it's hard to think of figure out how to deploy this new talent. Now he's starting Daniel Gafford for the last 5 games, and they are incredible with him. I think they're like 5-1 or something like that since they started Daniel Gafford. And to me, all those centers are going to give you a lot of versatility of different lineups. You have 5 outlook, you have a defensive specialist, you have an offensive guy who's better on the boards than Gafford, all kinds of versatility there. But I think the player who's going to really unlock their lineups and allow them to be that versatile is PJ Washington. I think he's by far the X factor for a playoff series. His 3-point shot has been trash since coming to Dallas. Dallas fans will tell you it's a slow start. He'll get it together. Not that good of a shooter. If he can have a Rui Hachimura type of 3-point shooting run in a playoff series and really allows him to have maximum spacing with his athleticism, with his defensive versatility, they can do a lot of interesting stuff with those 3 bigs if he can be the 4 there consistently.
Wow,
that's so based. That's exactly what I do. Is I go, he's not that good at this. If he was though, oh my god, this shit would be crazy, bro. Oh my god, hell yeah, bro, that fucking rocks. Yeah.
Dude, Mavs fans have so much cope about his shooting. I'm like, this is just who he is. Yeah. He's not gonna be that consistent of a 3-point shooter.
Yeah. So I mean, but it feels like wasn't he mildly high in Charlotte? Like, wasn't he like 37? I feel like when they made the move, I pulled up Basketball Reference.
He was good.
Was like,
yeah, he's having a good shooting season, but he's one of those players that you can't quite trust it. He's very up and down throughout his whole career.
Oh yeah,
very streaky shooter, I guess is the word to say. But he brings a lot of other things outside of shooting that he's made them better since the trade. And his 3-point shooting is really like the X factor there. That if he gets a hot PJ Washington month, they're an entirely different team.
Yeah.
All right. So he was 35% last season, but to start this season in Charlotte, he was 32%, and then now in Dallas, he's at 26%.
Damn. Okay. Shit.
And
it's like
so
that 1 year
to hear that.
Like 1 year of Vucevic before Chicago traded for him, where he was like 38% and he just can't shoot since. Yeah. I feel like PJ Washington, especially in Charlotte, also, you're getting a lot of opportunities to like get your shots up and get your shot right and to see the ball go in the basket. If he could settle into what like the looks that he's going to get in Dallas, which is like catch and shoot, you're not going to be doing a lot of on-ball creation next to Luka and Kyrie. If he can settle into those looks and start knocking those down, yeah, the sky's the limit for them. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that either.
They should also use him more like Aaron Gordon and really use him as like a lob threat coming down low and like really channel some of the athleticism they have there now. And so a lot of times they don't need to because they have Gafford, they have Lively. But when he's out there with Kleba, they should really use him more going towards the rim. He's really just been standing in the corner the whole time in the same way Grant Williams was.
Wow.
That Grant Williams was such a terrible experiment for everybody.
It sucks now.
It's so crazy that it ended so quickly.
Yeah.
Just because he likes to talk. Like
he's a yapper, baby. He's a yapper. Oh my god, get his ass out of here, man. We're trying to win basketball.
Get him on a podcast.
Oh, that's so facts.
Why doesn't he have a podcast? Every other NBA player has a podcast. Where's the Grant Williams podcast?
No, him and Theo. He needs to join Theo Pinson's podcast or something like that and be a full-time co-host.
It would be funny.
One of the ones that already exist.
Like mic'd up in the locker room, Grant Williams is like, "Yo, should I start a podcast?" And everyone's like, "Dude, you're fucking annoying. Do not start a podcast, bro." It's like, no, we don't like listening to you, man.
He'll break the mics with hammers.
That's hilarious. I'm surprised you didn't have like. I guess this is kind of nasty, but Maxi Kleber as a X factor because it's Maxi Kleber at the end of the day. But at the same time, this is the same Maxi Kleber that helped tremendously with the Dallas Mavericks back in the year 2022 in the postseason against the Clippers and all that. But over the last 9 games that he's played, he's been averaging a whopping 1 point, and he's shooting 11% from the field and 6% from the 3-point line. And all the games that he's played so far in March. That is beyond.
He's at the point now. He's out there because he's smart and knows where to be, not because he can block shots and 3-point shoot like he used to. He's really out there now for just like veteran presence and IQ. The defense is nowhere near where it used to be. So that's why I don't too much care about him when he's their third best center at this rate. It's great. He gives them some versatility, but I'm definitely not holding my breath on him having a big series in any playoff setting.
6% is impressive. That anytime
6%?
Yeah, anytime I hear numbers that are like that low, I'm like, you're trying to do that. You can't tell me that that's happening by accident.
It's a skill.
Exactly.
It is a skill. It is a skill.
Most skilled.
All right, Jack, what's your second team?
Oh, okay. Let me. Who else? The Denver Nuggets.
I said that with a lot of
Nuggets,
vigor. Put you a lot of pressure.
All right. My Denver Nuggets X factor. I had the big name. The big name's Peyton Watson, and then there's a subheading that says Christian Brown also. But we can mostly focus on Peyton Watson, because with the Nuggets, it's you're looking at probably the most consistent starting five in the league. Boston feels a little less stable, but like higher ceiling as far as star power goes a little bit. And so the bench is where shit really gets shaky for Denver, and it's been that way for several years. Last year, Bruce Brown was obviously the stabilizing presence with their bench. He provided a lot of stuff in terms of like on-ball shot creation, a little bit of facilitating playmaking, another guy that could run the two-man game with Jokic really well when Murray went to the bench. And the Nuggets are going to look to Peyton Watson and Christian Brown, not to recreate those specific attributes of what Brown did well, but more so just like, we need impact off the bench. We need you to be able to make high-level plays when we stagger you with a couple of starters. And I think Watson, especially, the flashes that he's shown, he can play at like a fringe starter level on this team, especially off Jokic. He's like a really good cutter. He's a phenomenal defender. Like the stuff he's shown when they've thrown him at guys like KD for stretches, it's stuff that very few players in the league can do. And with how good Denver's defense has been this season and how much of a role that's going to play in them being like a dominant postseason team. The offense, it's going to be super steady, but the defense, it's been, I won't say a new development because they were also good last year, but they weren't this level. And Peyton Watson has been like a real contributor on that end of the floor.
Interesting. So who do you think is more important, him or Christian Braun? Like, who do you think would have a bigger role in the playoffs?
I think you'll probably see Watson's name more because he naturally fits into like the MPJ Aaron Gordon archetype of like you can run like a weird inverted pick and roll, or you can leave him in like the dunker spot like we talked about with Aaron Gordon. There's just a lot more plays that Peyton Watson naturally finishes off a Jokic assist than Christian Braun, who's more just like, if they'll leave him open, if he can hit those shots, that's great. And he's like a smart back cutter guy, but he's not running like a two-man game with Jokic anytime soon. So I think we'll talk about Watson more.
Gotcha. Okay.
I like
How y'all feeling about this, Mo and Donovan?
I like it 100%. Before the show started, I actually thought that I had the Nuggets, so I wrote stuff down for him. And I wrote literally like everything that the Jackie just said, just because like we've known when Jokic is on the floor, the Nuggets are like unbeatable, and you are just trying to survive the minutes that he goes to the bench. You're trying to either lose them by a very, very small margin or stay even. And if they can stay even, you're not beating them. Like they're going back to back if they can stay even whenever he's on the floor. There's nobody that even Boston, like they will not mess with Denver if that happens. And so getting that bench production for Denver is the number one thing that they need going into the playoffs.
I agree. And I think timing is perfect right now for someone like Christian Braun, who's been on a heater over the past month so far. And, like I would also agree with you, Jack, when it comes to the Peyton Watson things. They're just straight up like athletic and quickness and just like freakish things that only he and Aaron Gordon can do on that roster. And Aaron Gordon can't play 48 minutes a night, obviously. And so having someone like him just brings a whole nother, like it's a counterattack, and he's like the ultimate counterattack for the Denver Nuggets right now.
I'm dead at that picture. Exciting whites. Yeah. I also like Peyton Watson, underrated, like the help side shot blocker. He's already like the clear best help side shot blocker on the Nuggets. just in terms of like Jokic can often get guys out of position while they're going to the rim, but he's not going to go up there and get it. And so if he forces them into like a weird floater or like a scoop layup attempt, Peyton Watson is even better than Aaron Gordon at coming over and erasing those shots. So I feel like, I don't know, that's a pretty niche play. You're not going to get that like 10 times a game or anything, but it is cool to see happen. It's a great display of like his athleticism, his wingspan, all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
The Nuggets are probably the least interesting team in the X Factor talk, just because they're so amazing and they're so solidified in who they are. We're talking about their bench problems are the same bench problems they had last year, obviously replacing Bruce Brown, like you said. Mm-hmm. We just know that's their one flaw because their starting five is so amazing. So like it's by far the least interesting of every great team on here.
I know. It's like in the offseason, all the talks, Bruce Brown hurt to lose. I knew that was going to happen though. But people were like, oh, they lost Jeff Green. This is big. And it's like, okay, settle down, everybody. He's a rotation guy, but it's like our 7th best player.
It's 7th. That's generous. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we move on to the next team. Donovan, who's your second team?
We're gonna go to the Boston Celtics, and we're gonna talk about MVP man himself, Jason Tatum. I don't
nasty.
The rest
Ew.
The rest of the starting five and the 6 man, like that's fine. And I feel like we've gotten to a point where not that like they are like so consistent, because like we know like Porzingis fits with what they do, and he brings another dimension. And if you want to say that he's the X factor, fine, okay. But Derek White is fantastic. Drew Holiday is awesome. I feel like Jaylen Brown has also like he's also settled in and been just fine. But Tatum is the one where, especially over the last month and after all these like faux MVP talks, and everyone's like, oh well, he's just taking a step back to let everybody else eat. Throw all that out the window. Right, because it's time. Like this is the time for quote unquote superstars, right, to rise up and do all this stuff. And we talked about it before in our episode when we had one big question for everybody. And I said like the Celtics, their clutch stats are fine. They actually are really good. They're top 10 in offense and defense and net rating in clutch stats. And so on paper, whenever the last 5 minutes comes down, you feel comfortable, but there's a feeling right now that I don't have with Tatum, and knowing that the ball is going to be in his hands, I guess it's a 2-part. The X factor is not only Tatum knocking down the shots, but it's also going to be, can Mazzulla draw up plays and create situations to where Tatum can get good looks at the end of games? Because a lot of times he's getting kind of step back, tough ISO shots, and I want him to get better shots at the end of games, and that's something that I'm going to be looking towards in the playoffs. So it's kind of a 2-part thing with them two.
I like that.
All fair.
Yeah.
I low-key think it's Jaylen Brown. I feel like over the past 30 games, he's been so amazing that like people were talking like, should he actually be all NBA this year, despite not having crazy counting stats? Because I feel like he's been the best version of himself. With all these new people they've added in, Tatum gets all the attention for whenever he plays good or bad. But Jaylen being so excellent has been like a huge part of why they're so dominant. And, in the finals, people were like, oh, he outplayed Tatum and all this bullshit. But if he can, like, score at that level again, they're going to be pretty impossible to beat in the East.
Yeah. I'm on board with calling Brown the X factor here, just because I agree. Like, last 30 games have probably been the best basketball of his career on both ends of the floor. I mean, he could have had 50 against the Nuggets if he hit his free throws. And so, like, I think to me the X factor for Boston is when we talk about Tatum as like this top 5 player, top 7 player, you're gonna every year, including last year, you're getting like a couple games a series where it's just like it's like 11 for 27, 8 for 21, 6 for 18, stuff like this. It's just 1 or 2 games a series where the Celtics have historically survived these to be close games. They've come out on top in several of them. It hasn't been like this story that's continually permeated the narrative of Jason Tatum's career, but it feels like if his off nights just become like the floor of his game rises a little bit to where his off nights are still like really solid impact offensively, be it like, I don't know, getting a ton of rebounds, being a playmaker, still like, I don't know, getting to the rim when the jumper isn't falling. He added all that muscle this offseason. I think that is a good place to look towards for when or if the Celtics even struggle in the Eastern Conference. I'm really nobody in the East if I'm Boston. Maybe like the zombie Heat figure out a way to shoot 1,000,000% from three, but the Celtics are just...
Oh, they will.
I mean, they will. They will. Patty Mills, he's coming back. But, yeah, I think the Celtics are just on some other shit right now.
That's a great...
Patty Mills and Gabe Vincent might just be the same guy. Yeah. The Celtics is the other team that are like the boring ones to talk about this because they're so fucking perfect. They're just unstoppable.
And they don't even have like when you talk Nuggets, it's like, oh shit, Jokic 34, 15, 15. With the Celtics, it's just like a different player playing pretty well every night while everyone else plays like at the same like very high level, and that's kind of how they beat teams. And so I don't know, there's not even that narrative to talk about with them. It's just like, oh, another 30 piece. They blew out another good team. No one can touch them right now.
Bro, if they don't win, this is gonna be hilarious if they don't fucking win the finals.
Yeah, it's going to be hilarious for a multitude of reasons. And the biggest one is like, wow, like everyone's going to be talking about how Jason Tatum, you know what I'm saying, like just flopped in the playoffs or in the finals or whatever again. And that's just because he's by far the most blessed young player, or when he was young, he's still young, relatively to our ages or whatever, but one of the most blessed players in the NBA in terms of the situation and shit. And so, yeah, I agree with Donovan's sentiment about his X factor. It's just all dependent on how he makes these specific reads and how well prepared he is in game to make certain adjustments rather than just like reverting to just throwing up a shot because it feels nice at that moment in time.
It feels nice. It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a rhythm thing. Exactly.
Wait, what's your next team, Mo?
Ooh, so my next team, let's go ahead and stay in the Eastern Conference. So Cleveland Cavaliers. There's just a clusterfuck of things going on with this team right now. For me, the first thing I wrote down when it came to X factors, like, oh shit, synergy between like Evan Mobley, Evan Mobley and Darius Garland, and then also like, you know what I'm saying, the other guys as well, Donovan Mitchell and shit like that. And then I went to, how well is Darius Garland gonna be playing in the playoffs once Donovan Mitchell comes fully back and healthy? Because Darius so far over the last few games has been on an absolute heater as well. I think he's been getting up like 10 3-point attempts per game, something crazy, and he's knocking down a lot of them bitches. All right, and so I think for me, like, it's just like, how will this translate into the playoffs? Because they're one team in the NBA who just has like 5 different versions of them, you know? Like they're not cohesive just yet.
I love that your X factor is, can Darius Garland knock them bitches down?
Yeah.
I respect it.
Hell yeah.
It's so much, bro.
Yeah. Can he?
Like, how do you guys yeah. Go ahead.
For me, all the things you said are true. Obviously, we've talked at length about the Evan Mobley, Jared Allen duo, and can you make it work offensively against really smart defenses? I'm more concerned with, can Darius Garland get his game off while D Mitch is there? Because you mentioned he's been going crazy, shooting 10 threes again. Can he knock them bitches down with D Mitch on the court? I don't know. Because he's been going crazy in big part because Donovan Mitchell hasn't been there. And the more usage has gone to him, he's been in a better rhythm. I think a big part of his struggle this year has obviously been injury related and his conditioning when he's came back from injury. I saw Cavs fans talking about the fact that he's lost 10 pounds and that's really hurt his ability to finish at the rim. And I also just think it's kind of similar to the Dame and Giannis thing, where Dame never really gets in his right rhythm when Giannis on the court with him because they just kind of struggle to be 2 1As on the same court at the same time and figure out how to implement each other. Giannis hasn't done a good job of putting Dame in those situations to succeed in a way that makes him feel in rhythm. I feel similarly about Darius Garland. I think it's very similar in that way where he's just not going to be able to be a great off-ball player next to D-Mitch. It's not his game. He needs a ball in his hands. And can you really long-term extract the most value possible out of Darius Garland with Donovan Mitchell on the team? Not sure.
I don't feel like it. Because I love watching Darius Garland run the 2-man game with Jared Allen. It's gorgeous. But simultaneously, like, you understand why Donovan Mitchell demands the ball and like takes it out of his hands. It's because it's just like he's better. He's better at scoring. He's better at putting pressure on the rim, especially with Garland not being the most efficient player right now. And so I guess the X factor is just like, what version, like, can this all be cohesive, or really what's happening in the off season with them? I don't see. They went on the big win streak. Jared Allen's underrated. Evan Mobley will be super, super, super good, and he's like probably all defensive team or near it this season. But just in terms of like a deep playoff run, like if they made the conference finals, it feels like I'd kind of be like, whoa, over, I don't know, Milwaukee or New York, even if New York's healthy. There's a lot going on, but yeah, the cohesiveness between Garland and Mitchell, that's something I will be keeping an eye on in the playoffs.
Definitely.
I think for them, the one of the things I want to see, one of their duos has to figure it out. Either the backcourt has to figure it out, or the front court has to figure it out of Mobley and Allen. They're gonna have to make a decision on one of them, because I think with all four of them on the team, it just doesn't feel like you're ever going to be able to reach the full potential and get to like championship status, because there's going to be some flaw. You're going to be overpaying for one or two of those players that aren't going to be reaching their potential and being at their best. So it's going to be like a waste of resources. So they need clarity on, can this backcourt work? And if that works, fine. Or can this front court work together? And if that works, great. I doubt that both of those work simultaneously, but yeah, they need to figure out which one of those duos they can keep.
Or such a weird situation when they're all so good. Like, you don't want to lose any of those guys. It's such an awful situation to be in.
I feel so sorry for JB Bickerstaff, bro, because like it's an awful situation to be in, and then also on top of that too. I mean, what makes the situation a little bit better is like all your role players are like figured out. The Max Struces and Georges Niang, who shoots sometimes too much or whatever, but still a good player. And then the Sam Merrills, who comes out of nowhere, Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, like all those guys are just there and they're rejoicing to help make this thing go. But it's just such a top problem that it doesn't matter how good the other auxiliary parts can be, because you haven't figured out, I feel like, their identity yet almost.
Yeah. I remember when the Cavs went on the big win streak, towards the end of it, or towards whenever Garland and Mobley were about to come back, I was like, if you told me that this team is adding two players, one of them's been an all-star already, one of them is like an extremely promising young defensive big man. If you told me this team was adding those guys, it feels like they should be way scarier than what the Cavs have like currently amalgamated to. It doesn't feel like there's, I don't know, the same ceiling. Like the talent, it doesn't feel like it's being maximized, which I guess that's kind of what we've all said in a unique way at this point. But yeah, they just got a lot of shit to figure out this off season.
What a mess.
A good mess though. Like, this is their floor. There's clearly they're one tweak away from being really great.
I agree.
All right, I'll do my next team. I'll do my second team. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Clippers. Everybody's favorite team in here. Donovan's favorite team. We got the jersey on them.
Boo.
You let him say that out loud to you, Donovan? That's so damning right there. That's like...
He's supposed to snuff me?
Clippers fan!
I can't stop him in real time.
Reach across and beat the fuck out of me. But yeah, they obviously... Every year, the story with them is usually health. If it's not health, it's Paul George hitting the side of the backboard. It's some kind of calamity that stops them from not winning and fulfilling their potential. Assuming we don't talk about any of that, I think their biggest question marks are James Harden and Ivica Zubac, right? And they're both kind of matchup dependent. If you play the Nuggets, Ivica Zubac, you're getting put in a blender. If you play so-and-so that really is going to expose a perimeter defense, James Harden, going to be tough. I'm going to lean as the biggest X factor is James Harden, though, because I think... we talk about them as being the second most threatening team in the West and really the most likely to beat the Nuggets. And I think the most likely scenario for them being the Nuggets would be James Harden is really able to stretch apart the defense and really use his passing to pick them apart and put Paul George and Kawhi into a position to succeed. That doesn't work if he's shooting tour dates and if he is looking like a pumpkin like he has in past playoff series. So while the pressure isn't entirely on him to make them be able to win games, right? He's their third best player. They can afford to have poor shooting nights. I think it's the biggest top competition. he'll be the decision maker between whether or not they're clearly the best team in the West, dominating everybody, or if they're sent packing again in very disappointing fashion because the other two guys aren't the best decision makers in late games to really go band for band with Jokic in a late game situation.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. I think, to me, the X factor here is James Harden through like the lens of Paul George, because I have felt comfortable about the Clippers with James Harden because I feel like the way they constructed the roster with Kawhi Leonard, with Paul George, with Norm Powell, with hopefully like a healthy Russell Westbrook, there is enough offense here to survive a Harden regression on the scoring front, as long as he still provides elite playmaking. But if Paul George is how like the level he's played at over the past several weeks, month, whatever it is, I don't have the numbers pulled up right here. But if he is on that level, I'm way less confident in the Clippers' ability to survive what would then be a bad James Harden series on top of that. The fact that you have like Kawhi and Paul George, if they can both hit the ceilings that they've shown in the playoffs before, which Kawhi, nobody's worried about that as long as he's healthy, then this Clippers team is very scary. But if they aren't like the absolute machine that they were for that big win streak on offense, I don't like the defense is pretty sketchy. So I think, Paul George and James Harden, the combination of the two, they can't regress at the same time. Somebody's got to play good, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, would you guys feel better? Would you guys feel better about the Clippers if Paul George stayed at this level, but James Harden came back up? Would you guys feel better about them in that form, or flipped if like Paul George came back up and Harden kind of stayed at this level?
You need Paul George.
I'd be
He's the better player.
I don't want to put any I don't want to put any weight on Harden. Like, Harden scares me. I'm operating under the assumption he is going to regress, so I would rather see Paul George kind of get up and just like
he's talking like a man who's been through some trauma, and I have too.
Dude. I'm looking at the 18 Warriors. We got him on the ropes, baby, and then it's just like I don't know. It's not his fault, but it kind of is. So yeah, I would rather see Paul George boost up a little bit.
Donovan, how much faith do you have in James Harden right now?
I don't have 1%, 2%. I don't believe in that man. I was like, he is, and he's the poster child or poster person. I don't know. He's a grown man, right? Whatever. But like
poster person.
I know. Yeah. Like he is the face of choking for this generation. So like, I don't have a lot of faith in him that he's going to rise to the occasion. I think that I still somehow like think that the Clippers are going to be okay, but like I don't think Harden is going to get to a superstar level. We saw 2 games of crazy Harden last year against the Celtics where he dropped 40, and I saw a tweet the other day. Somebody was posting highlights from that series, and they were like, he had 2 40-point games in that series and still averaged 22 a night.
Damn.
Damn. Nasty shit.
That's talent.
That's the level of choking that we normally get from Harden. So I don't think that's gonna happen. I do think that Paul George, I think he's gonna be okay. It's kind of scary when it goes on for like weeks at this point, but I think he's gonna be okay. And one of the things with the Clippers is however you feel about those two guys, the third star or the first star in Kawhi, we know he's going to show up, right? We know that if Kawhi is healthy, he's going to go to a place that can elevate everybody else. So even if those other two guys regress by like a little bit, I still feel kind of okay with the Clippers and like their chances of making a deep run. But it really depends on what Kawhi is doing rather than everybody else.
Yeah. I can definitely agree with that. As of late, it's like whenever people talk about contenders towards the back half of the season, mid to late March or whatever it is, like everyone's like, oh yeah, a lot of teams just tend to hover around like 500. Like one of the greatest team of all time, in my opinion, the Golden State Warriors back in 2017 or 2018, they went like 500 playing like the most 500 basketball ever, you know? And same thing with the Denver Nuggets, I believe, towards last season. They were like the most 500 team ever. And specifically speaking in terms of like March, And so similar things happening with the Los Angeles Clippers. I just don't think they have that like cachet and that history, and they don't have like that crown just yet. Everyone believes that they are like great, have been elite for the most part of the season. But, like there's just things like effort that's just really lacking. And for a team that has had so many moving parts over the last, 8 months happened to them, it doesn't feel real comforting,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That makes sense. We can cut the Clippers talk. We talked enough about them.
Hey, but I like talking about the Clippers.
No, you don't.
Says nobody.
Says nobody. I'm dead.
Nobody gives a fuck. Listen, we came out here and we made several videos talking about like, listen, we like to make fun of them. They're here. They're elite. They're contenders. And they just fell off the deep end. I no longer feel any reason to give them the time of day until they actually show it for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anyways, we've all done 2 teams now. We're exactly halfway through. We all have 4 teams to do. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to do our first ever Producer Corner segment. Nikhil has a topic for us. He's going to jump in. Something to break it up to tell. I don't know exactly what he has planned, but we got something from him.
Baby Nikhil, what's
right,
good?
I'm going to need some energy from you guys. All right. It's been a lot of ball talk. We can keep that up a little. But basically what I want to do today is let's reminisce a bit. All right. Jack, I don't know how old you are, but the rest of us, mid-20s, they're calling us Unk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry. I got Unk the other day because I was 7 when something came out, and someone did the math, and they were like, "God damn!" And I was like, "All right, well, that doesn't feel
shit."
Right.
Nah, man, I have to go back inside after that one. Holy shit!
Now hearing a damn is always disheartening.
Hearing goddamn in person is crazy.
What are we reminiscing about, Nikhil?
We're gonna kind of vibe, yap, rate general pop culture events from like 2016 to 2018.
Okay.
So kind of like a golden era for us those days, maybe.
Pre-COVID days, okay, when shit was sweet.
Exactly. Listen, for us, end of high school, going into college, shit was sweet.
Okay, so you said we're gonna rate some vibes. Well, you have like a list of things. We're gonna rate them 1 to 10.
Exactly. That's what we're gonna do. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Off of vibes alone, you said?
Sure. I mean, listen. Yeah.
Okay.
Once you start talking, you guys will get into
just
it.
rate
Yeah,
them
let's
however
get
you
it.
see
Yeah.
fit. Just like how fond the memory is.
Yeah. Listen. Reminisce a bit. All right. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna start
Man's
off.
gonna be
with
talking about 2016.
He is.
It's an XXL cipher.
Yeah, no.
All right. Let's start strong. Let's talk about the 2016, 2017, 2018 Warriors.
Terrible.
Pain.
I feel they're horrible.
0. Fuck
I
them.
hate. It was the worst thing in the world. July 4th, 2016. It's terrible. Like he signed
That was my
there,
9/11.
and then I was like, oh cool. Well, we can care about the MVP race now. We know who's winning the title. So yeah, I'm gonna give them like a 0, dude.
This was 10 out of 10. What did we listen?
Yeah.
First of all, as a massive Steph Curry fan, this was awesome. 2, everybody is like, oh my God, this ruined the league. Let this happen to your team, right? let this happen to your team. You're like, this is the greatest thing. I love the salary cap. It's amazing, right? Like, it's fine. But also,
You nerd. Shout out to CBA.
that's what. I promise you, if the Lakers were able to get Kevin Durant in 2016, you would have been like, this is great.
I love unions.
It was good. I like seeing periods like in NBA history that are historic, and for us to like witness one of the 2 greatest teams of all time, that's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, Mo, you got anything to say?
Nah, other than pain, it made me hate my life, bro. I hated that light skinned dude every single time that I saw Steph Curry just decimate any single team, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, the first ones to like blow a 3-1 lead. It just like makes my heart hurt so much. Now, like obviously looking back, a couple years older now, I can appreciate that greatness, but at the same time, if I had a time machine,
it's fun.
Or if I like was able to delete a certain time of human history, I might delete that time off of the hater in me back then.
I fully agree with what Donovan's saying now, but this isn't about what I think now. This is reminiscing. Back then, I wanted them all harmed. I wanted them all out of my league. I hated them all.
I will
I was
say,
excited, bro.
I'm happy. I'm happy Steph didn't have that the night celebration. If he had that in like 2017, 2018,
Okay.
I would have hated I would have broken a couple TVs. That was a tough time, man.
He starts grittying in the fucking finals. God.
Listen, we want to talk about Steph's gravity. Breaking TVs. Come on. No one's
That's quite the impact. Quite the impact. All right, what's the next one?
Lock in, guys. We're going to talk about 2018 Fortnite, man.
You mean the greatest game of all time, pound for pound? The best era of my life?
You had Ninja playing with Drake and Travis Scott, man. Everything changed after that.
What
up there with GTA 5, Minecraft, or whatever other GOAT games you have in your lifetime? Nothing is better than peak Fortnite.
I'm in a Fortnite renaissance right now because it's the only game I like. My Xbox is old as hell, and so it's one of the only games it can run. And I feel cool because I have like the old skins from way back from like I have like 2018 skins. I'm like, no one else has this shit. I'm on some exclusive stuff over here. So I will say that part makes me feel
I got
good.
that shit on, man.
That's funny.
Mo, did you
That's
play
great.
Fortnite? I know Donovan wasn't into it.
You know I wasn't.
I played it, but I was never good at it. I never ever won a battle, bro. I would just be one of
Man
the
couldn't
noobs.
build.
Oh, that's crazy.
Listen,
No.
I will
couldn't
build, but
build.
on God,
That's
dude,
crazy.
I would never want to come outside, and someone would always come in my house and blast my brains out, and I'd just try to. I'd bitch to my little brother, go ahead and fucking give me some healing potion or whatever the hell that is. Let me slurp some juice or whatever they do. But it was all down bad. I tried to play, but I was never good.
2018 Fortnite rocked because people weren't building like that back then. Back then, it was like,
Exactly.
I'm getting shot at. I'll put up a wall or something to block the bullets. And now it's like, I play no build now because holy shit, like the stuff some people be on, yeah, I wouldn't play it either if that's what I was going against.
Yeah, no, I would be the worst. I would build a house and I'd be like, fuck that. You want to win? You got to come find me. They'll find me every time.
I'm going to stay in that house.
Yeah.
That's great. What's next?
That random ass Isaiah Thomas MVP type run in like 2016. Completely came out of nowhere almost.
I'll give that a 9. That was fun. That was fun, man. Like if you have me rooting for the Boston Celtics, something's going right. And so like yeah, man. Short guy. The vibes are great. Last pick in the draft. Just like a ton of really sick storylines coming together all at the same time. And it would have been cool if he was like an all-star or something. So for him to be like have the fourth quarter like clutch season that he did on top of all of that and be whatever fourth in MVP voting, that was phenomenal. That's like one of the greatest out of nowhere years in the history of the league, probably at least the last 20 years.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
I 110% agree.
I love that season, especially because like every time he would go into the paint and finish some like crazy layup, you're like, how is he getting in there? Like, how is nobody blocking this blocking the shot? So like watching it, it was amazing. The way that you guys feel about 2016, 2018, I'm this but flipped because looking back on it, I like seeing the way that Isaiah Thomas has moved since that season has made me have like internal revisionist history about that. And I'm like, you weren't that good. Like you were up, but like just relax.
Your rotations were weak.
Exactly.
No, Isaiah
Your
Thomas
nail
did
defense was
so
non-existent.
much. Oh, that is true. He was an absolute cone, but he couldn't do anything about that, obviously. But he gave so many kids in the hood so much hope, bro. He had all the little like 5'3", 5'4" kids back when I was, I don't know, a junior in high school at that point in time. So much hope in so many unnecessary crossovers. I'll see people who are right-handed purposely try to learn how to shoot with their left. It's a crazy time, bro. Crazy time, but that's a 10 to me.
Did you live in Boston? The streets were that turned on by Isaiah Thomas?
Nah.
You're activated like his AI?
No, I lived in Atlanta, man. But it was crazy. The influence was nuts.
That's crazy. What's the next one?
The Marvel run around that time when they dropped Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame. it was a whole moment.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Right there.
I'm like what's that guy? The WWE guy. The memes. That's me. About this.
Special.
Yeah.
That was special. Yeah.
Oh, Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Was that so? Infinity War. That was crazy. Like that. I don't know. To see it come together in that regard, I didn't know if it was gonna be. I didn't know if we were gonna make it there because like I'd been in it since like Captain America and all that shit, and so I'd seen a lot of different projects fall apart. So for it to, I don't know, really hit that emotional peak, that fucking rocked. That was a really fun time. I've fallen off since then. Vibes aren't quite the same, but back then it was crazy.
I have a confession.
There's been a very like. There's probably been 2 other movies that I've had as much fun like watching it in the movie theater as I did watching Infinity War when it came out. Like that was one of the last times where like it felt like a like moment that like you had to go to the movies like this weekend, like the first showing possible to go see this movie. It was special.
It may have been the best day of my life.
Wow.
Listen, I saw the Lakers win a championship in 2020. It's the only championship I've ever seen one of my teams win in my lifetime. That brought me a lot of euphoria. It didn't touch the euphoria I got when I saw Thor come into Wakanda with fucking Groot on his side and spinning around his hammer. Bro. I was ready to run through a building.
These kids don't know about that.
They don't get it. They'll never understand.
My confession is that I watched Endgame for the first time
on bootleg
like 7 months ago. 7 months ago on a goddamn plane. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, it's pretty good. You know? But it wasn't as life-changing to me. You know, I was just like, oh, it's a cool movie. Like,
nice.
When the next one's coming out. Pretty good.
Actually, you're not loyal to the soil. You haven't been watching since 2008. You wouldn't understand.
2008?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good grief.
Get with it.
I definitely
was a decade in the making. That's why it was pure cinema. My whole childhood was wrapped up in that movie.
Facts.
My goodness. I just don't know ball.
All right, we can get back to the main part of the pod now. I love that. We want to listen. We each have 2 more teams left. We're halfway through exactly. Jack is MIA. We'll continue on.
He'll be back.
Donovan, what's your next team?
All right, we're gonna talk about the all important New York Knicks. That's who we're talking about right now. Because
all important.
Because I have 2. Because for different scenarios. One, if either OG or Julius Randle is there, then I see Dante DiVincenzo as the X factor. If OG Randle, either or are not there, then Josh Hart is the X factor. Because what Josh Hart has done over the last couple games, just playing the most Tom Thibodeau style basketball, playing all the minutes in the world, playing the hardest on defense, getting all the rebounds, right, doing all the dirty work. If OG Anunoby is not there, the Knicks need him to be basically like this elite super soldier version of himself. If OG is there and Randall's there and there's a little bit more scoring around, then Dante DiVincenzo is the X factor for me, and his shooting and his he's been one of the best shooters in the league this year, and he's been fantastic. He's really been able to elevate his game, and so once the attention goes to Brunson obviously and Randall, Dante being the release valve for the Knicks offense is going to be big. So it really just depends, because this entire Knicks season is just, are the guys going to be healthy? Are they not? And if they are healthy, cool. If they're not, the season's done.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, Josh Hart is just Dennis Rodman. It is what it is. I'm all on board.
Y'all know the Jimmy Butler calendar where it's like MVP at the end? I saw one of those the other day where it was like Josh Hart the whole year, and then just towards the end, is this Sean Marion? And I was like, damn, low key, yeah, now that the shot's falling and everything. So yeah, I think my X factor for the Knicks, assuming health and everything, we gave the Clippers that, I'll give the Knicks that. It's Julius Randle's conscience. It's his shot selection. Because like if he is just like mid-range turnaround psycho, how we know he can be, it's done. That's it. The Knicks don't have it. But
I got some news for you. That's gonna be it.
Because like regardless of if those are falling or not, just the way that Randle pressuring the rim opens up like everything that does for the Knicks. It's one of the most important parts of their team, and so for him to kind of fall back into tough shot mode, it really messes up all of the stuff like that Jalen Brunson is trying to do, that DiVincenzo, that OG are able to do off of both of those actions as a result. And so, yeah, it's just Randall has the tendency to just constantly bail defenses out, even if they aren't like physically equipped to guard him. And so, yeah, I think I don't know, maybe Thibodeau, maybe he'll like sit him down. We got like some Draymond Green type therapy, and it's like, hey, buddy, just go to the rim. You're 6'10", 280, go to the rim, and you'll be able to, even if you're missing layups, collapse the defense and kick out. So that would be my X factor for New York.
Wow.
That man gets into the playoff setting, unlocks the eye of the tiger, the tiger being Carmelo Anthony, and he has to replicate him.
That's a hell of a tiger.
Watch it. Watch it now. Watch it. Carmelo
I
didn't
didn't
do anything.
No, he wants to play like Carmelo. He just doesn't have the skill set to be Carmelo, but in his brain, he sees Carmelo.
We're good.
All right, we can fly through this. We each have 2 left.
Yeah.
We can go faster on this back half. Mo, what's your next team?
My next team are the Miami Heat. We can kind of keep this one short. Biggest X factors, I think it's obvious to me. It doesn't matter how well Bam plays. It doesn't matter how good Tyler Hero or Terry Rozier plays. It's all about Jimmy Butler and like if he can ascend to that next level. If he can't, no one cares, and they're getting outed in the first, second round. But if he can ascend, like
don't say second. You mean first. It's first.
If he can ascend, then like obviously this is a completely different team that we're talking about, and like they could definitely wreck a lot of fans' hopes and dreams.
Jimmy Butler's nickname should be X Factor. He's just the definition of this conversation.
Exactly.
But every single year we know, against all logic, he will activate and be that X Factor. It's just like literally the definition of what an X Factor should be, right? It's like nothing matters unless this happens.
Yeah.
And that's quintessential Jimmy Butler. Nothing matters unless he becomes God. Otherwise, first round exit with ease.
And it'd be so funny. I don't know. Like, you have so much faith that he's going to do it, and I do too. It's just like, if/when it doesn't happen, it's like, the hell were we worried about? What's going on? Like, why was everybody freaking out about, like, I don't know, probably like the 15th ranked offense, 10th ranked defense? Yeah, so it's just, the Heat. I think Jimmy will do it. I think they'll be a tough out, but there's always that question mark there.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's such a weird team construction. Like I don't think we've ever seen anything like this in NBA history. A team that's just certifiable mid until the playoffs come around, and one guy makes them amazing. Like, Can you remember anything like this?
Back in 1999
no.
with the New York Knicks, but we've never seen nothing like this. Like, you're right in terms of just like the consistency of being mid and like fire at the same time. It's brain altering. It doesn't make sense.
Who was the Knicks? Was that like? Was Latrell Sprewell their Jimmy Butler? Who would that be? That's an interesting question.
I don't know shit about the 1999 Knicks. What a pull.
Yeah, no, that is disgusting.
We don't gotta talk too much about the Heat. They're very much just the Heat, right? We just know what they are.
I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole now.
Of what?
now I'm looking up the 98 Knicks.
Oh shit,
No,
Rick Brunson.
that.
Rick Brunson mentioned. Okay, Jalen Brunson talk. All right.
There we go.
Is it my turn?
What's your next team, Jack? Yeah.
I'll finish my West teams. Kings, their X factor, Domantas Sabonis. That's what I said. Just there's no stats to back this up from this season because he's been phenomenal. Like, he's been so good, but just like a very baseline level. Nothing else is going to matter if anything approaching like what happened with Draymond and Looney last year happens again this season. And I maintain, like I've said, that was just a horrible matchup draw for him, and that's like the combination of Looney and Draymond really negates a ton of what is able to let him play at a high level, even maybe more so than oh god, my Sabonis tweet, maybe even more than like a Rudy Gobert one-on-one matchup would, because there's still stuff he could do there, but Draymond is just so good at like negating guys bigger than him. He's been doing that his entire career. So I think if Sabonis maintains this level of play, the Kings they have the potential to hit their ceiling. Then it becomes a question of all their other role players, like the Keegan Murrays of their team. But we are still waiting for the answer on if Sabonis can like really dominate inside the paint, really be one of the best rebounders in the league, still finish, play make at a very elite level. So yeah, that's their X factor for me.
Yeah. You're not going to see me get my hopes up. I'll say that. I've talked enough about Sabonis throughout this season. People know where I stand. So, Donovan, how do you feel about this? Mo, how do you feel about this?
Listen, we are locked in. I feel the same way about Sabonis. He's not doing anything. And the Kings are I don't even know if the Kings are going to get to that point to where we're even going to see Sabonis in the playoff series. Like they have to close out this season. They've been inconsistent. They've been mid, and I've said, I think like over the last 2 weeks, I think that they're going to fall into the play-in, and then in a one-game scenario, I don't think they're beating Dallas. I don't think they're going to beat the Warriors. I would pick the Lakers over them. I think it's going to be very, very hard for them to make a respectable playoff run, right? Which I think for them is just winning a playoff series. So now they're done in my eyes.
Yeah, I can agree to that. There's literally like
they can do it. I'm not betting on it.
They can't do it to play the Timberwolves. I think Rudy Gobert is in the same way Draymond's a worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. Rudy Gobert's the second worst case scenario.
Yeah. Plus,
I think they can draw
Gobert plus Naz Reid. Like it's like the same kind of just like two huge guys. And so plus they lost all the clutch aura, the clutch vibes from last year, which is like huge in terms of a playoff setting.
No more like the beam. Let's talk about it.
I mean, like the beam's been getting lit fine, I guess. But in terms of like you watch them play and you're thinking like, how does this like style of play translate to the postseason? And it's like, oh, is Malik Monk giving you 30 every 3 games in the playoffs? Maybe you could like pin your hopes on that, but it doesn't feel like it right now. So yeah, I feel like we're all on the same page. Kings not really like that.
You guys said everything.
Yeah,
I don't need to contribute to this conversation. We're in a bag.
He would eat against the Suns. He might eat against Thunder if the Chet thing goes well. He might eat against Zubac, but put him up against Jokic. Put him up against Draymond. Clearly not Anthony Davis. He'd eat against Anthony Davis. Or Gobert, any of those elite rim defenders, he's getting cooked.
There's no good matchup.
Which that has potential to end up very poorly clipped if they end up winning a series.
He's getting cooked.
You
and
will
then
be
he
fried
just
again, Isaac.
Fuck.
Oh, man.
Delete the video. Okay. Next team I got. This is a real quick one. I have the 76ers. Fucking obviously Joel Embiid. Clearly, if he's there and he has time to acclimate and get, multiple weeks of play under his belt, they could be scary. They were scary earlier in the season. If he's not there, or if he's coming back fresh off of the injury and go straight to like the play-in, it's not looking good.
I agree. There's nothing else to say about this team.
Yeah,
it
really
nothing. Is just, is he there? Is he not?
I mean,
so
if they're healthy, I guess, assuming he's there, then I guess Kelly Oubre is the X factor. I don't know. Tobias Harris, can he give you anything?
Buddy Hield? Yeah, it's just like it's like, I don't know. It's crazy that like this team, look at this team since Embiid's been out, and it's the only X factors like, can Embiid be back? Like they are so bad. Yeah. Since like there's nothing to talk about here. It rocks that Maxey has kind of acclimated to like the gap that's been left in scoring and everything. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey, but yeah, it's just I don't like it. I don't like the vibes, and I don't like the idea of like rushing your generationally mobile, I don't know, shifty 7-footer back from a knee injury. Just to try and make the postseason with, again, this team that is garbage, this team that is horrific without him. I don't think they're winning a title with this team, even if he's playing. So, yeah, I don't like it.
They're just begging for the right to get blasted by the Celtics. Like, wow, hey, what a prize.
For a sprinkle of positivity, at least Kyle Lowry's back at home, playing well, and he's able to be, relieve some pressure off of Tyrese Maxey. He's averaging a cool, 8 points and 5 assists. Great stuff. Better than Patrick Beverly. That's all the positivity I got for you guys, Sixers fans.
Anyways. Donovan, what is your final team on your list?
The last
final team.
The last team on my list is the Phoenix Suns. And the X factor for them, which is also a question for me, are you guys going to show up in the fourth quarter or not? Like it's really that simple. Like if you are going to win playoff games, you're going to have to be competent in the fourth quarter, and they are not that, right? They are one of the 5 worst clutch time teams since the All-Star break. This picture's crazy. They've been one of the worst fourth quarter teams all year. Kevin Durant has recently had his struggles down the stretch of games, and we talk so much about their like roster construction and just how much of it is like, hey, Devin, Kevin, and Bradley, go get a bucket. And especially in those like final moments, you guys have to go get buckets, and they don't do it. So like if that doesn't happen, nothing is worth it. So yeah, they have to figure out how to score.
It's honestly hilarious that a team that is entirely built on having 3 elite ball handlers that can make clutch shots when needed with very little structure needed, they can beat their man one-on-one. The entire basis of this scheme and experiment of team building is based on that matchup advantage. How are they by far and away the worst fourth quarter team in the NBA? That is so embarrassing. That should be your calling card. That's the entire reason you built how you did, is to win in that exact scenario. And you're in the Wizards realm. You're in conversations with the Hornets when it comes to that very important realm of basketball. It's hilarious. A disaster is a kind way to put it.
Yeah, I think even more so than the clutch stuff, because I think this like translates into the clutch, is just like last year in the Nuggets series, even though they lost, we did get like a solid 2.5 games where you saw the vision of like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are 2 of the best scorers, pull-up jump shooters, one-on-one players in the world. They were simultaneously on a level that allowed them, with no one around them, with Josh Okogie standing in the corner, they were on a level that allowed them to compete with the eventual NBA champions. And since then, it feels exceedingly rare that we have seen either Beal, Booker, or KD, any combination of those 3, get into that zone at the same time. It's probably happened in individual games. It doesn't feel like it's happened for an extended run. Obviously, some of that has to do with health, but I think that is the question, is just like, are we going to see Devin Booker and KD, Devin Booker and Beal, whoever, all 3 of them, kind of settle into the space that they're going to have on offense? They're 15, 16, 17 shots per game, whatever they're working with. Are they going to settle into that and dominate? Or are we just going to get like fairly high level play out of 2 of them, and then somebody puts up a stinker on one given night? I feel like that's kind of what we're working with right now. Because beyond that, like, it's like Grayson Allen, phenomenal shooter, blew my expectations out of the water this season. There's not like a ton of other role players you can look to and be like, help us out, provide high level offensive play right now.
The first year we have to be nice to Grayson Allen.
Yeah,
turntables.
It makes me sad. And then that they're wasting a generational Grayson Allen season. He's not shooting the lights out. And then I remember, it's Grayson Allen. Screw this guy. Who cares?
It makes me sad. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And then,
yeah, man,
they're just, like we could just wrap this up, but it's just so sad to see them go toe for toe along with the Denver Nuggets last season, considering no one else was able to do that. And then they're like, fuck it, let's go get Bradley Beal. And now Bradley Beal is doing not that much justice and not making their offense any more complex than it actually should be. And so they're just literally in the mud, and they're just the most blah team right now in the West.
It's kind of one of the rare instances where the haters were entirely correct. All the downsides that people who wanted to hate on it projected, of them all being in the same place, failing to complement each other, failing to get into smart actions that would leverage each other's gravity against each other, and them just like all operating in the same spaces, and that leading to not the most potent offense. It's all been true. It's all been exactly how it's happened.
I do also think it's hilarious that like when they put it together, it was just like, Beal and Booker, they'll just split point guard duty. It's like, that is not how that works at all. Like, what are you talking? They'll split it? They're both shooting guards. And like, I don't know. Initiating a set is not the most complicated thing in the world, but you would like somebody to routinely do that job the entire year, not maybe just like slide into that spot mid-March.
Matt
Splitting
Ishbia
it is
is
hilarious.
just like me. I would do the same exact thing back in 2K when I used to play 2K a lot, 2K16, 2K17. Hey man, give me the best players in the world, and then these motherfuckers will play it all out together. And that's as far as
because if you're playing in 2K and you were in a pick and roll with Bradley Beal, you can hit that corner skip pass. Bradley Beal cannot. Big difference. He's not diving to the corner like I am with the sticks.
Yeah, exactly. Tough scene, man.
Who's your last team, Mo?
We can go ahead and roll into my last team. The New Orleans Pelicans. They've been on fire as of late. Specifically, Zion has, everyone's talking about how he's lost hella weight and how he's just now fully back and he's revving on all ends right now. Him and the New Orleans Pelicans. Their head coach has been making a lot of the right tough decisions in terms of like choosing when to go ahead and fully unleash CJ McCollum and benching him during certain periods of the game just to let the Trey Murphys and Zion Williams and the Herb Jones of the world just really fully kick ass, bro. And that's what they've been doing. And that's all because of Zion Williamson. And he's the biggest X factor. That conversation just ends right there. If he's being just the walking mismatch from hell that he is, the sky's the limit with this team right now. And he helps answer so many questions.
Can I be honest?
Go ahead. Please do.
I've talked a lot of shit about the Pelicans over the year.
You
about
have.
How Jonas Valanciunas does not fit at all. They need to move him long term. I'm not super confident about the Brandon Ingram and Zion fit long term. A lot of reasons I was very down on the roster construction. I still feel all those same ways. But they also are kind of fucking sick, and I kind of believe in them off of pure vibes. And I think they might beat the Clippers. I'm on the board. I think they might win a playoff series. I've always been the biggest Zion fan in the world. I've gone to bat for him when everybody was calling him all the most fat-phobic names you could imagine. When Stephen A. Smith was having a fucking field day with his fat lexicon, I was like, relax, he's Zion, he'll be great. But now I'm really getting bought in by Brandon Ingram. Defending's better than he ever has. His passing's been really good. He's taken a backseat as a scorer to let Zion really have the gravity in the game he needs to, which is what I've been saying all year. They need to really empower Zion so he can make everybody around them better. Mm-hmm. I'm fully on board with Trey Murphy just being him. Obviously, Herb Jones, Timothy Jr. I love this team, and I think they're going to win a playoff series now.
I've been pushing Pelicans agenda for a while. The Clippers series, we're good. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, it's official passing of the torch from Kawhi and Paul George to the next generation of elite wing players, baby. No.
Give it to me.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with like Zion as the X factor because for the entire year before this stretch of Zion play, I always described the Pelicans as a team that just felt like there was a hole in the middle that was about the size and shape of like 26 points on 60% from the field. And like when that fits in there, everything else is like, oh, all of these other pieces make perfect sense around this. And so I'm really happy to see him starting to put it together. I love what they're doing defensively. I just I don't know. I get the Ingram concerns and everything, but I don't know. I think as long as the defense hold, they'll be a tough first round out at the bare minimum. Dude, Trey Murphy DM'd me. Trey Murphy DM'd me after that tweet, and I was like, bro, I'll eat a spoonful for you. And he was like, it's cool. And I was like, all right, cool.
That's lit. This might be your funniest tweet I've ever seen.
Wait, for the audio listeners, what does this tweet say? And also, I can't read that bitch.
Go ahead and read it, Jack. Go ahead and narrate your tweet.
It says two New Orleans.
It's too far.
It says two New Orleans Pelicans players follow me on here now. So to celebrate, I'll eat this entire can of Tony Chachere's seasoning with Chachere's. Sashuries, my Louisiana girlfriend's on the floor over here, so I'm getting the correct pronunciation real time. I'll eat this entire can of Tony's with a spoon, and it's a Cajun Creole seasoning is the picture. So yeah,
if y'all have ever had that, the imagery of eating that with a spoon is crazy.
Dude, I took a bite because people were calling me on it. It was the craziest shit I've ever tasted. Like the full spoon of it. Like I rinsed my mouth out for like a good 5 minutes afterwards.
You just did heroin.
Yeah. Do anything for clout. That's what they say about me, you know?
That is hilarious.
Donovan, how are you feeling about the Pelicans and Zion?
There's so much positivity going around here that I'm kind of scared to speak.
Oh, here we fucking go.
I'm trying not to. Listen, you noticed I was being quiet because I was just letting everybody, letting everybody say it.
Say it with the chest.
I think they be tricking y'all.
Damn it.
I am still not sure about the Pelicans in a playoff series, specifically against the Clippers. I think that's going to be the matchup, right? Like it's going to be Clippers Pelicans. I think that Kawhi is going to rise up to a level that is going to be crazy. And even though that Herb Jones is fantastic and amazing, and he keeps 99% of all NBA players in Guantanamo Bay, Kawhi Leonard is the 1% that successfully breaks out of prison. And so I think it's going to be hard. So maybe they don't trick people because they actually are very good, but I don't believe in them to win a playoff series against the Clippers this year.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know if I do for sure. I have to sit on that and think about it over the next 16 games or whatever it is, but I certainly think it's a conversation when I definitely didn't 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm. And it's also like the Clippers have more tough shot making. The Pelicans really, they look to Ingram a ton as far as like, obviously Zion gets to the rim and those are like super efficient looks, but for like when you're seeding the more difficult like mid-range pull-ups, Kawhi can hit those. We know he's going to. Paul George, it's not a guarantee the way it is with Kawhi, but it's more so you feel more comfortable with that than you do with like CJ McCollum taking those shots for the Pelicans, which is like the next guy that they go to in those situations a lot of the time. So I think, like I said, I think they'd be a tough first round out, but there's just a ton of playoff pedigree on the Clippers. And I think, Kawhi, you have the best tough shot maker in the series, best player in the series. I would probably still go with them.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. As just a straight up hoops fan, basketball fan, I'm just happy that, wow, that is insane.
That's
but anyways, I'm just happy that we are able to get a healthy Zion. And I think whether they get like outed in the first round or they advance to the second round or hell, maybe go into the Western Conference Finals, whatever crazy shit happens, they will be able to assess what they have and make the correct moves and figure out how to like fully maximize Zion and his insane potential. This is necessary in the stepping stone.
Makes sense. All right, we got 2 teams left. What is your final team, Jack?
I'm the Indiana Pacers. Most boring of my teams, I would say. Because like the X factor here is literally just, is Halliburton going to be like how he was for the first 3 months, or is like this hamstring just like the rest of the season? Is this the kind of guy we're getting? Obviously, beginning of the season, historically great offense, one of the most dominant offenses we've ever seen, best offense in the league. Since Halliburton has returned from the hamstring injury, we're looking at 22 games where they are ranked 8th in offense. He's just 15 points per game on like 54% true shooting during that span, and his volume scoring 28% from 3 in those 22 games, which like that's nasty shit, and that's obviously like lift your leg is not as good. Halliburton is, dude, I was so high on the Halliburton hype, bro. And so I'm biting the bullet now, but I'm not selling my stock. I'm here for next season when he's got a lot of health behind him. But yeah, the volume scoring he had at the beginning of the season was really something that allowed the Pacers offense to operate that way, because he was shooting threes at such a high volume and such a high efficiency that there was like so many cutting lanes available for a team full of good passers. That really hasn't been the case since then. They've been a little bit better defensively, not like the worst defense in the league, but just really nasty shit. So it's similar to Sabonis, where it's like, hey, if he plays well, the floor of the team elevates to a point where maybe it matters how Benedict Mathurin plays, or maybe it matters how Miles Turner plays, but those things won't matter if Halliburton is just like the level of player we've seen over the last month and a half.
Yeah,
sadly.
for sure. Yeah, you said.
Yeah.
Not much needs to be said about that. It's clearly Halliburton. It's such a night and day difference that similar to Jimmy, similar to Sabonis, definition of X factor.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Isaac,
Is it the last
My final team? Yep, I have one more team, but real quick. The Milwaukee Bucks. You can call it Damian Lillard if you'd like. it's very important that he finds a way to click next to Giannis and really hit Damian Lillard status at the same time as Giannis hits best player in the world status. But it's Chris Middleton. If Chris Middleton is not healthy and playing at a level even close to what he was doing in 2021 and 2022, they have absolutely no chance. They cannot outshoot the Boston Celtics without a good version of Chris. It doesn't have to be prime Chris. Doesn't have to be, one of the best late game shot makers in the league for a finals run. It just has to be a good tertiary scoring threat that can really give you something from that position.
Yeah. And an interesting thing about Middleton coming back is that you hear so much about the Dame Giannis pick and roll. And obviously, I think that is the action that's going to unlock the best version of this team. But since it hasn't really hit its ceiling yet, Middleton and Giannis already have an extremely established two-man game that has seen a ton of playoff possessions, and they know that they can do that super well. So them running that with Dame playing off of it in more of a catch and shoot, attack closeouts role, I feel like that is an offensive set that it has a lot of potential when you're going up against a team like Boston, when you're getting guys scrambling around, even though they're so switchable and sometimes it's not going to matter who's scrambling out to Dame because everybody on the floor is a good defender. It's just another layer to Milwaukee's offense that they're definitely going to need to be able to compete at that level.
Yeah,
I agree.
Real simple and plain.
Tragic.
That's our last team. And this is the end of this section of the podcast. We're going to transition over to TikTok time. Jack will not be joining us. Jack, appreciate you coming on the show. Appreciate you coming on. Long 2 hours. You yapped it up with us for a long time. You're a trooper. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on. This was fun.
Jack.
This was fun. Thanks for chopping it up.
Where can people find you at?
All right. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at JokicJoestar. I am on YouTube at the State of the League podcast. I host a podcast with Pablo Escobar, a free 2-hour episode on Apple, Spotify, YouTube every week. There's a patreon.com/State of the League where you can also find an additional 2-hour episode every week, plus access to a Discord and a bunch of other fun stuff. That's $5 a month. If you want to financially support me or Pablo in any way, that's the best way to do it. And that's where you guys can find me. Thank you everybody for tuning in and listening to me yap with these guys. They fucking rock.
He gave us all of his information. That's amazing. We love
I got the spiel. I got it memorized.
On to TikTok time. As always, we're going to begin with the draft. Today, we're going to do a draft. Listen, March Madness is beginning. The first round is this week. It's only right we do something related. So we're going to do a draft of only NBA players that have an NCAA championship. Quite the pool.
Yeah.
This is the most of the tournament I'm going to pay attention to all year.
Fact.
Oh, you're sick.
Don't give a fuck about college.
Oh, y'all are sick. Y'all are tripping. Oh,
I'll tune in. Listen, I'll tune in at the end. Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4. I'll tap in there.
You're missing out on
I haven't watched
ball,
a Sweet 16 game in a decade.
Y'all are missing out on real ball.
That is fake basketball, I promise you. But tell me when Texas plays. I'll watch.
Fake basketball. Man, that's real defense. You guys are hogwash.
Oh, fuck off. Anyways, the draft order is me, Mo, Donovan. Real simple. You guys know how it works? TD3 staple. Let's draft NBA lineups with only players who have an NCAA championship. First pick, give me Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Shocker.
Fair.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, solid pick. Obviously can't go wrong with the GOAT. Well, we done with him. So I could go either one of two ways, and there's no real wrong answer. But I feel more comfortable with Kareem. So go ahead and give me Kareem.
You done with the 90s, but you're not done with the 70s? Fuck off.
Yeah, nah. Kareem's different, bro. That's a real hoop right there.
All right, Dov, where are we going?
At my point guard, give me Magic Johnson.
Fair.
Nice.
And at my center position, give me Bill Russell.
Okay.
Okay.
One in the 5.
Listen, we're definitely done with the 60s, so I got some bad news for you.
Listen, if you take Bill Russell and take him out of Converse and put him into some Nikes, he's eating.
That's
we
tough.
give him some Ant-Man shoes. He's going to jump out the gym.
That's tough. That's hilarious, bro. That's tough, bro. You know what? All right, so at my 4, go ahead and give me Anthony Davis.
Fuck. Damn, that takes away a lot of options for me.
I'm busting rosters over here.
Damn. Okay. All right, I'm gonna double up. Give me Patrick Ewing at the 5 and James Worthy at the 3.
Okay.
Okay.
We're in the ultimate old head team over here.
Okay. Can't be mad at that.
We got veteran presence up and down the roster.
Yeah. You don't stand a chance against me right now.
Why not? I got Michael Jordan.
I'm going to force him left. You think that moves me? I'm going to turn him to Jaylen Brown.
Please, I'm going to draft him onto Sabonis. AD's cooked.
All right. Let's relax now. You going to draft his dad? I'm so cooked. Okay. So, at my point guard, give me Isaiah Thomas.
Yawn.
Okay.
Yawn? What the hell? You know you're lying.
All right, I gotta figure out where I want to go. All right, you know what? At my 4, give me back-to-back national champion. Give me Al Horford at the 4.
Wow.
Okay, I forgot about him.
Okay, I love Al.
Al Horford and Bill Russell might be the least energetic starting front court I've ever seen.
Listen, but they get the job done.
They do
The
for
most
sure.
steady
They do.
backcourt ever. The reliable
do.
as hell, for sure.
Fundamental as fuck.
Exactly. And see, this is tough. This is tough. But if you have Magic Johnson, I need somebody I need somebody to be his Byron Scott. Somebody who just runs around like crazy, just gets these shots off. So at my 2, give me Jason Terry.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that was a good pick. That was actually a good pick. Can't hit on that. Can't hit on that at all. All right. So at my 3, I need an all-around wing. Give me a little bit of spacing, of course. This is my team is hella old school, so it's okay. Go ahead and give me Grant Hill.
Okay.
Very all around. Great pick. My team is loaded right now. Can't lie, I'm cooking crayon eaters.
You know, listen. I'm putting Michael Jordan at point guard. First off. And then give me Shane Battier at the 4.
No!
Yeah.
I was hoping he would fall.
And we're going to finish it off. Give me Carmelo Anthony to round it out.
Oh, I forgot about Carmelo.
I did forget about that.
You're
not me.
It should be worse about you, bro. Damn. Okay.
My team is huge, versatile, cooking.
Yeah, but you got no playmakers, bro. Carmelo gonna be choked out in the middle of a game by MJ.
MJ and Worthy is plenty.
Oh man. Okay. So
Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where did I go wrong?
Oh, that is hilarious, bro. Okay. Damn. Melo really fucked it up.
Yeah, damn is right.
But it's okay. But it's you're still not fucking with me. So I think at my 2, you know what? I need some real old school wizardry going on. Give me Bob Cousy. Real hoops, man.
Oh, you're cooked. You lost.
Hoops.
You're done.
Yeah,
Get
right, bro.
Here.
You have Michael Jordan and Melo at point guard. Get out of here. You're done. What are you talking about?
You just drafted Josh Giddey. You drafted Josh Giddey. Get out of here.
I needed someone who can swing that thing. Everybody can't shoot. He needs to go ahead and share the love. What do you mean?
Nobody can shoot. You got no shooters.
I'm telling you, Jason Terry is cooking Bob Cousy.
Oh yeah, right.
I promise.
Donovan might cook Bob Cousy.
You don't know ball.
All right, at my 3, let's get somebody a little bit more modern, right? I need some defense. Need just a little bit of scoring. Give me Mikal Bridges at the 3.
Oh, he won one. I forgot. That's a good pick.
Wow. Yeah, he did. Damn. Okay, that's great.
Your team is very boring, but very fundamental and probably good.
My team wins national championships. We are a college team that's been together for 4 years. We know how to play together. Know how to play the right way.
Yeah,
zero
the fuck out of that 3-man weave.
Yeah, zero athleticism, zero explosion, bro. You're right. They just know how to get it done.
They're full court pressing, 3-man weaving it. They're mad fundamental.
If there have been 5 passes on one possession, nobody's taking a shot. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
No dribbles.
Just swinging that bitch from wing to wing.
We're playing off of 2. Pump fake and pass. That's all we're doing. Find the open man.
And I got killing basketball. Just straight talent. But man, we're gonna kill him. Jordan and Melo.
And then Shea Battier.
Just there.
We need somebody to space the floor.
Exactly.
All right, so for the audio listeners, my team is Michael Jordan, Carmelo Anthony, James Worthy, Shane Battier, Patrick Ewing.
That's good.
Interesting combination. I got Isaiah Thomas, Bob Cousy, Grant Hill, Anthony Davis, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nice.
That Koozi's killing me right now.
So why'd you do that?
I need a connector. What do you mean?
It's wild.
Just took the Thunder need theirs and get it.
All right, relax.
Listen, I'm not even playing with you. You could have taken Dante DiVincenzo and it would have fit a little bit better.
Nah, don't.
All right, so my team,
my goodness.
My team. I have
David
Magic
Thompson.
Johnson. True. I have Magic Johnson, Jason Terry, Mikal Bridges, Al Horford, and Bill Russell.
Mikal Bridges saved you.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, that was great.
You could make a good team out of leftovers too. Like you could pick Gail Goodrich, David Thompson, Glenn Rice,
Think about that. Brunson,
Antoine Walker, Carlos Boozer,
Joakim
Walton.
Noah.
I'm surprised Carlos
Yeah,
went undrafted, but I guess that's because systematic wise and how he built our rosters for sure.
Rip Hamilton.
Who's fitting Carlos Boozer on their roster here?
I would have done it, and I did it before, and I'll do it again. Fuck it, make it
What
my
do you mean
six
you would
man.
have done it? You didn't do it.
You could have did it.
I would have done it
You
though,
literally
but
didn't want him.
but I had my priorities straight during this draft right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Losing was a priority.
Oh,
Next
get
thing we're
outta
gonna
here, bro.
We're gonna run back something we haven't done in a few weeks. A tier list. And we're gonna do a tier list of young NBA players under the age of 25. Last week we did or 2 weeks ago we did our rankings of top 25 players. So now we're gonna do a little tier list of it, of a random assortment of them.
Let's get a perfect tier list once again.
Real simple. I gotta close this little window.
Yep.
Pop. Okay. So you guys know how it works. You've been here for a while. You guys understand. I got, I think, 14 names here. S through F tier. Do you guys want to do this based on how good they are right now or long-term potential? We always do how good they are. Maybe long-term potential is more fun.
Long-term potential may be more
Let's
fun.
go vibes.
But
But then again, they're all going to be really high in long-term potential. So I don't know about that.
yeah, so I think we should do just based off right now, like today,
Okay.
how they played
Yeah,
this
we can do
season. That's fair.
Just the season. Okay. So let's put these young NBA players into a tier list based on how good they've been this season. First off, John Morant. Small sample size, but he was playing like John Morant.
We know who he is. He's an S tier, bro. When he's healthy, he's like a top 15 player at worst, which is crazy. He's a S, easy.
Yeah.
I'm going this, yeah.
Since Luka, Trae Young, and all them aged out, he's probably the best young player in the league right now. Him or Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Tyrese Maxey.
Listen, he was an all-star this year. He's picked up the pace since Embiid got hurt. I kind of want to put him in S, but he's not as good as John right now.
Yeah, he's a tier below.
He's a tier below for sure. Yeah, no one out here is probably saying, I want to build my team around Tyrese Maxey. If you are, brother, you're so done for mentally. Cooked.
But I would love to have him as my second option though. An efficient 26 points per game moves me.
Oh, facts, bro. A solid for him. I like it.
Okay. Keegan Murray.
Keegan's a
departure.
great player.
You love
He's
Keegan.
great. Yeah. Keegan's a great
where
player.
Are we going?
It's a fantastic player, but I don't think he's definitely a tier below Tyrese Maxey. And I'll go
A couple
saying
tiers
two
below.
tiers. I would say he's a C.
2 tiers at least.
I would say a C
I'm
because
cool with
he's
C.
like a player who a lot of people he can fit on any team, bro. He makes any team immediately better because of his defense and spacing. Super simple player.
Yeah, just very good role player that can contribute to winning already. Easy C tier. Donovan. Where are we putting Scotty Barnes?
Well, listen, he's better than Keegan Murray. Is he
Damn
as
right he
good
is.
as Tyrese Maxey? I think
Considering what he does,
Defense, playmaking. Obviously, he's in the score, but all around game, I think he might be.
I think he's on that
I think it
level.
would be disrespectful to not put Scotty in the same tier as Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah,
Put him in A tier.
exactly.
Yeah.
You could think Tyrese is better so far, but they're definitely in the same stratosphere.
Exactly, I agree.
All right, next up, Evan Mobley.
Ooh. I think he might be the first B on this list right now. He might be the first B.
If it's just this season, not projecting, the offense still doesn't come around. Hard to fit him unless you have a stretch 5 or he can play the 5 one day. You could convince me C if we really don't believe in his offense, but defensively he's still amazing. I guess we can go B.
Yeah,
we'll go B. Let's not be disrespectful to defense.
The defense
is
the
top 3 defensive player. Why?
But you're lucky, Evan Mobley, because it's close. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Knock down some threes.
One more bad playoff run, and I'm looking at you in C tier.
Yeah, being on Donovan's hate list is a tough list to come out of, man. I'm sorry.
Don't think it's sweet.
Careers go there to die. Nobody's ever made it out.
Facts.
All right. Jonathan Kuminga.
Interesting young player because he just came out on the scene. He's the latest of the party because of Steve Kerr.
Yeah. He showed a lot of flashes once he became a full-time starter and has really put it together as a great rim finisher. But hasn't been a big sample size of being great. I feel like we got to go C.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Because he's not like, because even though that Evan Mobley is like great on one side of the ball, he's still elite at defense. And I don't think Kuminga is elite at offense or elite at defense. So I'll put him in C.
Yeah.
C's fair. If he was playing like this
he can rise up
the entirety of the season, then I would put him at B for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a big riser next year if he gets the opportunity. But for now, we gotta not go too crazy.
I agree.
Cade Cunningham.
Man, he's been snapping over the last 7, 8, 6 weeks of basketball, bro.
That man, he's been incredible. He's putting it together. The 3-point shot is falling. The passing's falling. I said falling. The passing's great. At least B tier.
At least B tier.
We'll go B.
But if he wasn't on the Pistons, he would be A. Yeah, it's just he's in Detroit, bro, so it's like weird to put him at A. I hate saying
for sure. The truth. He hasn't earned A by a totality of work, but he's talented enough to be A. But give him some time to put it together still.
Give him some time, aka let the Pistons be watchable.
Tyrese Halliburton.
This is hella skewed
really
now.
Tough because we've had legitimate S tier performance from Tyrese, but we've also had some real stinkers from him over the last couple.
About 2 months of stinkers.
2 months is a lot, bro. It's
not a month. It's a month. 2 months is extreme, but it's been at least a month and a half, damn near. Early season, we would have said S tier without a doubt. Lately, he's been looking like pumpkin tier. I feel like we got to downgrade him to A until he really gets it together again.
But do we think he has a chance to get back closer to what we saw earlier in the season?
Absolutely.
He for sure does. But if we're doing this off of this year,
yeah,
A,
we gotta be real.
Maybe even B.
Okay, relax. Relax.
Calm
down.
Listen, down. I'm just saying. It's been real scary. It's been real scary. It's been real scary watching it.
I'm on the opposite.
Not that scary.
I'd want to believe in him a little bit, but maybe I believe in him
29%
too
for
much.
Doesn't scare you?
Fuck.
I'm not scared either. Long term, I'm not scared.
I want to put him.
He deserves A on performance,
but A is fair for what he's been doing for sure.
I'm with you. We saw him be S clearly, but you got to think about it. It was only a 2 month sample size of him being a god amongst men. So we don't give anybody else that type of credit for a heater. You know, Jalen Green's been hot for 2 weeks. We're not putting him fucking skyrocketing up yet because we got to see it longer. Yeah. We got to see that extended longer time for.
But who's not putting Jalen Green that high?
Oh my goodness. Houston.
Okay,
don't speak for everybody.
I forgot that's your guy. Okay, we can go Tyrese in A tier. Next to the other Tyrese. Victor Wembanyama.
S. And none of you guys got to say none. Ever.
Don't say a damn word. S tier. Shut your mouth.
Yeah. He knows it. He wants to be like, above us.
We're on the same side.
Don't even agree. Nothing from the peanut gallery. Kobe White.
Ooh. He's a great C player. Not B. I couldn't put him B yet.
B's a bit much. He's been great, but not that great. Great for Kobe White standards, not necessarily for number one pick standards like Cade Cunningham.
You don't think he's been better than Keegan?
I don't think he's been as good as Cade.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think he's been on. Okay. Considering Keegan's defense is crazy, the impact on that end is nuts.
Yeah,
and it makes up for the lackluster offense, which is not really lackluster. It's just meh.
Listen, Kobe White, understand. I'm putting you at the top of C tier. That's
For sure. Should we put Kuminga down a D?
No, can't put him. Nah, I wouldn't put him down. He's too explosive in it because what he does inside the paint. Now he is playing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson off the bench, but what he's been doing and how fast he was able to evolve in that offense has been great. Given the opportunity, I think he's definitely deserves C for sure.
All right, you got it.
Fair enough. Next? Jalen Williams.
J-Dub,
just put him in A tier.
A tier?
Yeah, just put him in A.
A tier is stark because what we see right now is all stars, and that must mean that you believe Jalen Williams should be an all-star result, at least on that tier already.
You're goddamn right, I believe it.
All right,
that is how I feel. So
I'm holding you guys accountable. Logic clears. Let's put him in A.
Strong defender, one of the most efficient 3-level scorers in the NBA. He doesn't have a flaw in his game right now. Obviously, he is a second option, which is always going to weigh people's perception down. He's done nothing but perform excellently. He deserves A tier.
Shout out to the
A tier it is. We move. Logic clears.
Paolo Banchero.
What are we thinking?
Is he closer to Scotty Barnes or closer to Wemby?
Closer to Wemby is kind of crazy to say because Wemby's Wemby. Paolo's been elite. He's been fantastic with the cards he's been given. But
he's one of the hardest roles.
Wemby and Josh status is kind of like, can you be a top 15, 17 player worst case? And I don't know if Paolo can be that.
Yeah, I'm cool with Paolo and A. He's very similar to Scotty Barnes, I think. I think they're right in the same conversation as one another.
Yeah, and again, we're going to all stars in the A tier. Let's put Paolo in there.
Yeah,
give him some respect.
Yeah, he deserves it. Brandon Miller.
What a great rookie, bro. Shit.
You love him.
He's great.
You love him. He's very good. Rim finishing is still ass. Obviously not like a passer yet, but impressive defensively. Great shooter. Does he deserve C or do we put him in D as a rookie?
He's been one of the better rookies though, and he's been fairly consistent for what he's been given in Charlotte, which is hard. Like there's just constant volatility and all that. So I might want to put him in C, but I know he belongs in D. I just know he does.
I feel like him and Kuminga are in the same tier.
But if you're grading him on a rookie curve, then you put him in C. But as just like NBA players, and even in this list, I think I would put him in D.
Yeah.
I feel like Kuminga is closer to Brandon Miller than he is Keegan Murray.
Really?
We have not seen a big sample size. Kuminga's not lighting up the world still. He had 2 weeks where he was averaging 20 and he was insane. He's been good since, but he hasn't been like outlandishly great.
He hasn't been outlandishly great. I don't know. Either like your scope on Keegan Murray is like broader than what I expected it, or like
you hate Keegan Murray, so there's
I don't hate him. He's cool.
Capper.
Let's dead that narrative. He's cool.
Okay, well we can put Brandon Miller in D. You can leave him alone if you like.
Yeah, for sure.
Alperen Sengun.
Before the injury, he was hooping. And he's really taken a leap forward. I want to put him in A.
He might belong to be in A, to be honest with you. He's already solidified. Could have been an all-star this season, but standings and he's just straight up not better than that stacked West. So I think A is fine.
Okay. Our A tier is very crowded. Do we want to move everybody in B through D down one and then split up the A tier?
Nope.
All right.
It's a lot. It's a lot of good young players.
I guess the decision was made.
We have to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. This is our tier list. How do you guys feel about this?
I genuinely feel perfection. Good. What do you guys have a major question about any specific player here?
No.
Anybody make you feel uncomfortable slightly?
A great job. I think everybody belongs where they're supposed to. And I think that once again, we made another perfect TD3 tier list.
You always say that. Be lying to my face.
We don't miss. We just don't miss.
And whatever Reddit tells you, it doesn't matter. We don't miss.
Okay.
Dude, that's so funny. We got ratioed early in the season. We got yelled at so much for saying Wemby is better than Sengun. And it aged so gracefully.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Oh, yeah, that is true. That is true.
Except for the game on March 5th where Sengun had 45 and 12 on Wemby. Outside of that, you can watch all the other 81 games.
Bet. All right, man. It's time for the next segment. And what we're going to do next, we're going to bring back something we did last week for the first time. We are going to play the imposter game.
Ooh, I was in my bag last game.
You were quite the opposite of your back. You made us think you were an imposter despite you being innocent.
It was up to Donovan to go ahead and tee it up. And you're lying, Isaac, because you gave even worse answers than me. I wanted to go ahead and play through the field.
Real simple. You guys saw this last week. You guys loved it. It was super fun for us to do. How it works is Nikhil is currently texting all three of us. He's texting two of us a name of a player, and one of us, you're the imposter. The goal of the game is for us to go player by player. We're gonna take turns saying a hint about the player, and the whole goal of the game is if you're the imposter, you don't want the other guys to guess it's you, and the other two are trying to figure out who is the imposter.
Nice. Bet.
All right, you guys know it? Two of us know the NBA player. One of us doesn't. Let's figure out who's the imposter. Donovan, you can start.
Tall.
Okay.
Mo, you're next. Sorry, I forgot to talk about the order. Donovan, Mo, me.
You're good. Okay. Tall. Okay.
I
great.
just said tall.
No. I'm saying okay, great. Like, we're on the same page. You're on my ass right now. Okay. You said tall. I'm going to say good shooter.
First round pick.
Okay.
What's funny about that? You got to narrow it down.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. All right.
We're finna be laughing at every fucking thing.
Western Conference.
Okay, nice. I'm going to go big man.
He already said tall.
That can mean anything.
Okay.
You sound like you're stuttering right now, Isaac.
Well, I said that very clearly. He already said tall.
Yeah, I said big man though. Tall could be like a fucking 6'5" guy. It's relative, bro.
That's not tall by NBA standards.
That's not what I meant.
What do you mean?
But it's all good. It's okay. Isaac.
Okay. Good but not great defender.
Okay.
Facilitator.
Okay. Good rebounder.
Black.
There you go. You were out the very first answer you gave. Buddy, you're out.
Listen, when you said first round pick, you were out.
Yeah. We were saving it for the TikTok. You are so out.
It was Jokic.
Jokic, yeah.
Fuck.
You said first round pick. I'm like, oh, this guy has no clue.
Yeah. So
he thinks he knows.
He picked the one notable second round pick. God damn it.
Yeah, no, that's hilarious. As soon as you said first round pick, which is good, we're like, oh, no, you're cooked, buddy. That's a great general answer.
All right, we good? The text all out for the next round?
Yeah.
All right, I love this game. We're going to do a couple rounds of this. Donovan, you went first last time, so Mo, you go first this time. Real simple. Two of us know the NBA player. One of us doesn't. Who is the imposter?
All right. Eastern Conference.
Swaggy.
All-star.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn,
Hold on. Okay. You said all-star, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Good ball handler.
Terrible haircut.
Okay.
Decent passer.
Okay. Good shooter.
Caucasian.
Ooh.
First round pick.
This is true.
Okay.
Let's not belabor it. Donovan lost. Let's move on to the next round.
You were so cooked. You were so cooked from the
This is
get-go.
Tyler Hero.
You said all-star or some shit like that. I'm like, bro, you're so done for already.
That's 2 in a row of losing on the first guess. Bad imposters today.
Y'all are too bold. What the hell?
Yeah. Okay. Well, next round, we'll try again. All right, text all that. All right, we're all good. Round 3. Who is the imposter? It's my turn first. Or
Me second.
No, Donovan
Black.
Second. Okay. Tattoos.
Okay, that's a good generalization.
If he's already black, he must have tats.
Short hair.
Score.
Beard.
Good
Wait,
defender.
what'd you say?
Beard.
Beard.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought you said fear.
Nah.
Good defender.
Playoff performer.
Woo-hoo! You're cooked. You are beyond cooked.
It's
Say
Harden,
goodbye.
It's Harden, isn't it?
It's way off
This
P.
is Paul. This is Paul George. Donovan is the imposter.
The imposter like a mug. You were cooking until then.
Playoff performer in what universe?
Way off P. They called him playoff piss or whatever it was, bro. Where's Waldo P? Good God.
My bag of listen, I'm trying to be as general as possible, and it's just not working.
See, you're just
Playoff
not a good
performer is
liar.
not niche enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I,
I'm telling you, I
good
ran out
passer.
of things to say.
That's
I just
fair.
like getting specific.
Okay. We can move on to the next game. Listen, 3 straight duds of imposter this week. Probably not gonna make him do a TikTok. But you guys got behind the scenes.
Tragic.
Next thing we're gonna do something we haven't done in a while. TU3 favorite. We're gonna guess the NBA player by the haircuts.
Staple.
This is
Yeah,
my
this is
bag.
staple, something that this is Mo's back for sure. Like we all know he's a man knower. He's a hair knower. He guesses these instantly every time. We'll see if Donovan can keep up.
This picture's
forgot
scaring the
who
shit
this
out of me right now.
What's this
That
guy?
Charlie Villanueva?
Fuck! Who is
No,
that?
that's not Charlie.
Oh no, it's not Charlie Villanueva. Who is this guy? I forget.
You say Charlie Villanueva? That's funny as hell.
My bad.
I have no idea who this is.
So for the audio listeners, how this game works is we have a picture coming up of somebody's head cropped to just their haircut. They have to guess who this player is. Real simple.
He looks like he just smelled something crazy.
Listen, he did something crazy. Guess the NBA player by their haircuts. First off, who is this player?
Donovan, we know this could be 2 players or 3.
No, it's really only one, right? It's really only one player that has the Doc Rivers special of having a hairline but no hair. This is Chris Paul himself.
You are so confident and so wrong. This is not Chris Paul.
This is
What?
not Chris Paul. There's like 2-3 players who have this. Again, right wavelength. This motherfucker. Oh, this is PJ Washington.
This is
Or
not
PJ
PJ.
Oh, no, my
Washington.
bad. PJ Tucker. There we go. I said PJ
This is PJ
Washington. My bad, PJ
Look at him.
Washington.
Look at this picture.
Why
He's
does he look
mewing.
like that?
He's mewing.
You know who he looks like? Fuck. What's that? What is that? He looks like what's his name again? Pharrell? Fuck, bro.
Pharrell?
Yeah.
It's nothing like Pharrell.
He kind of does to me.
You don't know Pharrell?
Does he not look like it a little?
Go to hell.
Yeah,
Pharrell.
I know. Wow, my brain was mush for 2
Respect
seconds.
Top 3 hip hop producer of all time. You're calling him Pharrell. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Louis Vuitton
next
creator
player.
director.
Next player. Who is this man?
Whoever this man is, he's not having a good time. He looks short in this for some reason, or it was framed differently. Short, balding like that. You don't look like you get
Who's
minutes.
balding?
This is bad too.
Who can this be? See, normally I feel like we know all the ball players. They just
You
stick
look
out.
at NBA teams. This is crazy.
I have no idea.
This is crazy. I want to
Listen,
say
like,
he has to be on a
you
contending
could-
team if he's this old. No young team is
that's-
having a player like that. Can't.
That's true. You could make some type of joke about like 2009 LeBron, but I'm not sure.
2009
I will say,
LeBron.
this picture, for some reason when it got put in the slideshow, he looks a lot darker than he is. So don't let the skin tone lead you astray.
Really?
See, if I have to visualize a light skinned dude, this is gonna be hard.
This isn't a light skinned dude. I don't know why it looks so dark.
What?
He's not light skinned.
Wait,
Wow.
he's not light skinned?
No.
Okay. I genuinely.
He's not black.
Wait, could this be? You said he's. Could this be Taj Gibson?
I just said he's not black.
Oh.
He's white?
I don't know why he looks so deep fried.
Could this be Evan Fournier?
It could be, but it's not. That's not a terrible guess.
What white guys look? I have no. You're showing me a black man's head and telling me he's not.
He's
black.
not white. Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I don't know how this picture looks so dark. It doesn't look this dark on my phone. I don't know what the hell
don't
happened.
believe you.
I didn't say these are current players.
I don't care. It's a black man.
All right. This is Manu Ginobili.
What? Oh wow. Yeah, no, you're
The top
right.
of his
The top
head
of his head
is
is
so
just
tan.
dark. It's just tan, bro. Man applied no sunscreen on that bitch. That motherfucker burning as we speak.
All right. He can say it.
He could say it. No, he can't. Shut up. Black History Month was
He's
1
good.
month ago.
He's
What are we
fine.
doing?
He
Keep your
taught,
composure.
he taught every young black kid how to Euro step.
He got a
Because of
pass.
You
That's
know,
good in your book.
do you know how many black rappers have used the left hand like Ginobili line? He's
fed a
influenced
generation.
culture
That line
on
is
multiple
platinum.
levels. He got it.
It's
hilarious. All right, next player. Who is this man? Why do these all look so dark? Something happened with the slideshow. Someone turn the lights off.
I got this.
Who is this player?
See, now I don't know because you're showing me
Full
black
head of
men
hair.
and telling me that they're white.
Nah, you should get this. This should be in your bag, Donovan. Full head of hair.
Why? I don't know white men
young.
like that.
Yeah, but he's from fucking Houston. This is your bag. This is Alfred Sengun.
You need to get
Is
your
it?
white knowledge up. Yes, this is Alperen Sengun.
Yeah.
Of course, Mo would know that.
Well, how would I know that?
You know,
What's the assertion there?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
you're a milkman.
Stop that. No.
Next player. Who is this man?
Skinny forehead.
It's the Afro too.
See, but the afro is like
That throws me
It's
off because
not-
not a lot of people have
it's not
that.
crazy. Is this see now
Oh,
what
I
I,
think I
want
know
to
who this
think
is.
is I think it might be Kobe White, and in this picture, it's like a picture day, so it's a little bit more compressed, right, put together rather than just out in the open.
Nah,
So
this
This
ain't
is not Kobe White. But you're not terrible. It's not a terrible guess.
I got it. This is Colin Sexton?
Incorrect.
Damn.
does
Could
Colin
the- oh,
still
I
have
know who this
the,
is.
The one little braid? I can't remember.
I don't know.
This is Jalen Green.
No, it is not. Jalen Green has short hair now.
Wow.
Get
No,
with
he has
the
tall.
times.
He has big hair again. You're tripping. Damn though. Fuck.
Not this big.
Yeah, he does. Fuck. Who could this be?
See, because OG's is a
It's-
little. I don't
nah,
think OG's is
yeah,
just, like,
it's not
round
OG.
like this.
OG
Yeah.
Loki got
Y'all
free
lose.
forming dreads.
Y'all
bro.
lose.
Yeah, we
Actually,
lose like
one more
shit.
guess. One more guess. Come on, one more.
One more guess.
Jonathan Isaac.
Nah.
Jonathan
fuck.
Isaac is a horrible guess. This is Scoot Henderson.
Wow. He's been so bad this season, so I don't even have recollection of him. Tough.
You fucking took him out of your brain.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, look, rookie year doesn't exist for him anymore. Damn.
All right, next player. Who is this man?
Are you
Thank
talking
you
about
for
my
finally
goth
giving us
king
a layup.
himself?
We needed this one so bad.
Okay.
Bo, you got it.
No, man, I could hear the gothic tones already right now. This
What are you
is
hearing? What are you hearing?
easily. This is easily. What am I hearing?
Yeah, what are you hearing?
Oh man.
He can't do it on command.
Yeah, I can't do it off the top, bro. I can't do it off the top. But this
I
is
joined.
my king, my gothic king, Jimmy Butler.
Correct. This is Jimmy Buckets himself.
Yeah.
Our one true hero.
Easy layup.
Hot Topic's finest.
I still see your shadows in my room. You're my king, Jimmy Butler. You're him. I hear that here from anywhere, bro. I hear it. I don't see it. I hear it. I feel it. It's in my veins. It's in my heart. I write about it at night.
I still see your shadows in my room. All right, next player. Who is this man?
Damn. Okay.
Watch it.
Okay, so
Could this be? I know who this is. Who this is.
Who is it?
I can tell by the length of his hair and the height of his forehead. This is Tyrese Maxey.
Okay, that was some specific fucking investigating, but you're correct. This is Tyrese
I know I was
Maxey.
correct. I knew it was correct, of course.
Nah, this guy be knowing. He's a knower.
Don't you know, bro?
He's a knower.
I might be I might have to drop the podcast and be a part of the FBI team right now, bro, because I just know how to identify people.
Fed. Next player. Who is this man?
This could be so many players, bro.
This generic ass forehead.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm going to
I know who
guess.
this is.
I'm going to guess that this is Damian Lillard.
You are correct like a mug. Congratulations.
Wow,
Don't
Donovan's
even
on the
say
board.
none.
This is
You are
Damian
so
Lillard.
right. Yep. It's the
Waiver
way his
Donovan.
hairline
Waiver
goes
Donovan.
across his head and the waves too, bro. You don't have a lot of waivers
Waiver.
in the NBA today. At least I feel like it.
That's hilarious. All right, next up. Who is this man?
All right, we have no hints whatsoever. Just hair and headband.
Okay.
That could be anybody. Could be a mop with an NBA band right now, bro.
This, or actually, okay, so I'm thinking 3 players. I'm thinking either Tyler, Kavan, or Yuta.
You're cooking. I was thinking Yuta Watanabe just because he has black hair. Kavan has red hair.
Yuta.
Yeah, pick one. You listen. You have 3 names. You're narrowing it down. Pick one.
We are going to
You get
go
one
with
chance.
We're going to
You
go
get one
with Yuta.
chance. Think about it. Consult with your teammate.
Mo,
Let's do it.
Yuta.
Let's do Yuta.
This is Yuta Watanabe.
I tried so hard to tell you it's not. This is not Yuta Watanabe. This is Tyler Hero.
Ah, okay.
You sold.
Look,
I consulted with my team.
yeah,
And you know what?
Damn.
We stand with that decision. As
we
Denver
happy
Harden.
with it. We'll die with it.
We'll die with it. All right, that's the end of that segment. Next thing we're gonna do, let's get some basketball-y talks in here. We're gonna talk about several NBA playoff teams. And I'm gonna ask you from 1 to 10 how much you believe in them in a playoff setting.
Tell me
Okay.
about it. I'm ready to call people frauds.
Frauds. Wow.
Some people on this list are going to be frauds. I promise you.
Probably. So real simple. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in these NBA playoff teams? First off, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. Is it
Like
with
a
or without
ASMR
Giannis?
sips?
I mean,
Is it
obviously,
with or without
with
Giannis,
Giannis,
dude?
but I believe
Obviously
in
with.
about a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. What do you have, Mo?
See, Damian Lillard just turns into a different human being whenever Giannis is off the court, and also like vice versa. Giannis is Giannis regardless of the fact. But I want to say 7, maybe 6, just because there's just so much gunk going around with that team, bro. So 7's fair. I'm down with it. They just don't. They haven't had a stretch this year that have just been pure dominant basketball.
I'm going 8.5. I do not want to see Giannis in a playoff setting still. I know the defense isn't great. I know Dame can't cope with him on the court. I know Chris Middleton just came back. Who else are you betting on in that conference outside of Boston to beat them? The Cavs? I don't think so.
You just seen it last year. You looking at Jimmy Butler in the eyes and you saying, I don't believe in you? He cooked you once, buddy. He'll cook you again.
You better cook Giannis' knee again. That's the only reason it happened.
Hey,
Giannis
with
came
Miami's witchcraft,
They still lost.
He
you
come back
try
looking
and
great.
you try and Pat Riley right now? I wouldn't do that.
Face to face, stare down. I'm taking Giannis.
Nah.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, next up, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
See, I believe in them like, okay, I believe in them more than the Bucks but I can only give them a 7 because they have the Nuggets in their conference.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to place them. But they are legit.
For sure. I 100% believe they can make the Western Conference Finals, and I 100% believe that Jokic will commit his reign of terror to them wherever you may be playing and make the finals over them.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely believe in them more than the Bucks, which is so weird to say because Giannis is Giannis, but they're just a unit from head to toe, bro. So I want to give them an 8.
I believe in them to deal with everybody but Jokic.
I agree. I believe in them as much as I believe in Jokic to destroy everyone as much as the fucking sky is blue, bro.
Yeah. Next team, the New York Knicks.
Are they healthy?
Sure. Let's say they're fully healthy.
10 out of 10.
Ew. Now that right there is called delusional, kids.
Of course I believe in them.
If
everybody is there, right, and everybody is playing, even if we don't have Mitchell Robinson starting, even if he's coming off the bench, which he said he would do on Instagram, listen, we can give anybody in the Eastern Conference a good fight, and we will make it interesting, and it's going to be great. If everyone's healthy.
It'll be such an interesting 5-game series against the Celtics. It'll be lovely.
You should
5 games. Wow. It's hilarious, bro.
Oh, yeah. He's going to look so good holding Jason Tatum to 26 points.
Watch.
Damn.
Wait for that first tour date from Jason Tatum. Wait for it.
Yeah, and on the other side, you can see Julius Randle having an even worse tour date. No one showed up to his show, I'll tell you that.
Tragic.
That's just...
Derek White going to give y'all hell, bro.
Jalen Brunson's going to be in the blender. Jalen Brown's not coming to play.
Yeah, nah. Your best hope is Tom Thibodeau going out
and
just putting down thumbtacks all around the floor.
Josh Hart's going to have to fucking be an insane person, run around like Crash Bandicoot.
Facts.
And he will.
All right, next team. The Miami Heat. Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil, literally, bro. I'm giving them a 10. A 10 because I'm terrified, bro. I have no choice. Last time I bet against them, I was in a very bad place in my life. Lord have mercy, forgive me. Miami Heat 10. A
very bad place. What did Jimmy Butler do to you?
I lost everything, bro. My parlays were cooked from head to toe. I consistently bet against them. That's what I did.
Damn.
I'm giving them a 2.
Oh, wow. Quite a different answer. Okay.
Listen, do I like the Miami Heat and I want to see them make a deep run? Yes. Do I think they will actually do it? No. I think that Jimmy Butler and his time of reign, of turning into Superman in the playoffs, I think it's over. I think we've seen the last of it. I think the Miami Heat are going to have a tough road ahead of them.
I'll go in the middle. I'll go 5. I think it's incredibly hard to catch lightning in a bottle twice and make 2 final trips out of the play-in. I don't foresee that happening. Jimmy Butler had scored 37 points per game to get the Bucks out of here last year. How could I possibly expect someone to do that again without just believing in a myth? And if I'm going to believe in a myth, it's going to be Jimmy Butler. I mean, he's a God amongst men, but I think their time ran out too.
This Miami Heat team is a lot better compared to what we saw in prior years, though. Jaime Jaquez, Terry Rozier.
Is it?
Tyler Hero's
marginally better.
Duncan Terry Robinson's a lot better now too.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's better if Terry Rozier can come around and really find his footing there, but he hasn't yet.
Tough see, Miami, but
wrap it up, Miami. It's over.
Boo. The New Orleans Pelicans.
About a 5. They still have to show me something. I can't get all the way with it right now.
I'll go like a 6.5. I'm fully on board. Zion is back. Ingram's playing really well next to him without having to score the ball, being a good passer, good defender. I think they can bench Jonas Valanciunas in playoff games and let Trey Murphy be in that finishing lineup, let Larry Nance be in that finishing lineup. And I think they have a lot of potential, but it's tough when your first-time matchups the Clippers. So I don't know if they can be able to overcome that.
Every single time I'm all in on Zion Williamson and the Pelicans, they fail me. They don't fail to fail me. It's tragic. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a 5, bro. But I'm hoping for the best.
This year is different. Zion is here to dominate.
You said that to me last year.
His leg fell off. It's not my fault. Hamstring fell out the bone like ribs. was ridiculous. Next team, the Dallas Mavericks.
Ooh, this is tough because Luka
really
and Kyrie
is
is Luka and Kyrie, and no team wants to face that.
And they got front court depth now. Their coach might have CTE, but everything else aside, that's looking good.
You know what? I'll go 6.5. It probably should be a 7, but like you said, Jason Kidd cannot be trusted at all. So we gotta take them down a little bit. But
Jason Kidd is baby food in the
Luka's
first
probably
round.
gonna be the best player in any series that he shows up in outside of playing Jokic. So
yeah,
I got to put a little bit of faith in that.
But then again, they're in the play-in. If they make it in the play-in, they're either going to play the Thunder or the Nuggets, which is if they can get to the 6th seed and play the Timberwolves, then we're talking.
True.
Give him a 7.
Listen, it depends on the path.
I'm not betting against Luka, so I'm with you. The Phoenix Suns.
2.
I've been saying
2
since the offseason. This was a
2?
second round
You want to give him
waiting
lower.
to happen.
2? Are you serious?
1.
0.
Wow.
Why are you guys being so generous? This team is a disaster. Everything we said coming into the season, all their ball handlers play the same. They wouldn't make each other better. They'd be in the same spots. Wouldn't lead to great offense or defense. We've been right. This team is unmitigated disaster. Their future is so bleak. They're not making it out of the first round.
Yeah, but Devin Booker got cool shoes, so maybe that gives him a little zest.
These shoes aren't even cool. They look like wannabe Air Forces.
Oh, you
Air
a
Forces.
hater now. Oh, my goodness. You a hater.
You are hating.
Those food for less Air Forces. Get out of here.
Man, relax.
Listen,
Those Air Forces
Devin,
would have
if
you
see
jumping
this,
out the gym.
Send me a pair.
Facts. And I'll appreciate it along with Donovan, too.
You're still not making it out of the play-in.
Facts.
Next team. Let's get back to the East. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
About a 4. They have a problem where they can't play all their best players together. And that's a problem in the playoffs, right? If Garland can't play well when D. Mitch is there, that's an issue. If you can't play Mobley and Jared Allen at the same time, that's a problem. You put both of those problems together, now you get one big super problem. I don't
Super
problem.
I don't
Clusterfuck of problems. Problem squared.
It's a 3 or 4 for me.
Okay.
I'm with it. Obviously, they had the talent to be very high, but you have to, like you said, your multiple problems, you have to hope all get solved at the same time. That's just a lot of ifs that most other teams in the conference up there, the other teams in the conference don't necessarily have.
I agree. There's too much to solve in too little time. Sadly, I might have to give them a 5.
I'll go 4.
That's fair.
Last but not least, the Los Angeles Clippers.
Ooh.
Man.
You asked me 2 months ago, I would have said 10. Now, lately, it's looking a little more like 5.
5 may be a little bit too short, though. I might go 6.
Paul George said we have no identity. This has been the
4?
weirdest season I can imagine for a team that considers themselves a contender.
That is true. I want to believe in them, but then in the back of my mind, I just see the video of Paul George walking through the tunnel saying, "Where's Pito?" And I can just see it on Twitter right now. So I might have to go 4.
Yeah, you got premonitions like fuck.
God.
I'm That's So Raven.
I think he's Paul Atreides.
Yeah, Paul George is giving the community too much content to be thrown back at his face. We need to cut off his goddamn internet connection.
My 9 chip and shatter. I still believe this team has a run in them. They just have very little time. Listen, okay. I Paul Mike. Joke of Arrakis.
Keep going.
He's in his bag right now. Don't stop.
He is. He loves dude.
I still believe in the Clippers to make some kind of run. I'm getting a little scared because earlier in the season I said they might be pushing the Nuggets to get out of the conference. I'm not necessarily that confident anymore, so I'll go 7.
The only reason why you go 7 is because of Kawhi Leonard.
Exactly.
And that's fair. Let's do it.
Yep. There we go. Y'all, that's the end of the episode. If people are still here, what should they comment, Donovan?
Comment.
May thy knife chip and shatter.
Comment. 2018 Fortnite was special.
Okay, there you go. And comment, follow JokicJoestar. Don't actually comment that. Just do it. We'll see y'all later.
See y'all when I see y'all.